My beloved, in the quiet moments when your soul feels restless, when the weight of this world presses upon your chest like 1,000 shadows, know that I am whispering to you with a voice tender yet unwavering. You are not here by chance, nor do your days pass in the dull despair of insignificance. A higher purpose awaits you, a radiant call that stretches beyond the dim horizon of your current troubles. This call is shaped by the very essence of my heart, beating in sync with yours, inviting you to rise, to awaken, to step into the fullness of what I have always destined for you. I see the stirring in your spirit, that deep yearning that aches for something more than the mundane cycles of life. It is the pulse of my promise, the echo of a divine invitation that has been with you even before the foundations of the stars were laid. The world may try to drown out this sacred sound with noise, with doubt, with the relentless chatter of fear and failure. But I assure you, my child, it remains clear and true. Your soul longs for purpose beyond the fleeting, for significance beyond human measure, as I intended you to be. I understand the turmoil that swirls within you, the constant back and forth of striving and surrendering. You feel the tug of something greater, yet the fear of stepping into the unknown paralyzes you. I see your hesitations, your attempts to hold on to what is comfortable, familiar, even when it leaves you empty. But I lift you now on wings of infinite patience and relentless hope. I am not distant nor disinterested in your struggles. I am intimately acquainted with every grief, every doubt, every moment of faltering. I've waited beside you in the shadows and celebrated in your moments of joy. You wonder, what if I am not enough? What if my flaws disqualify me from such a purpose? What if I fail again? I tell you, beloved, perfection is not the entrance ticket. It is faithfulness. It is trust in me that opens the door. Even in your brokenness, I weave beauty. Even in your weakness, my power is perfected. Your scars, your mistakes, your past, none of these diminish your worth. Rather, they carve the path which I will illuminate with my grace. You are mine, crafted in love, destined for a role that will shake the heavens and stir the earth. Imagine your life as a vast wilderness, often confusing and wild, where the night seems endless and footsteps falter on rocky ground. Yet beneath the surface, a river of purpose flows, untouched by the chaos, untouched by despair. This river leads to a place of fulfillment, to a destiny that embraces all that you are and transforms it into something greater. I am the guide beside that river, the light that penetrates night's darkest corners, and the whisper that beckons you onward when you feel like turning back. Will you allow your heart to listen? Will you grasp my hand and trust that I am leading you toward the higher purpose I have amassed in the vaults of eternity for you? I am not calling you to a life devoid of challenges or pain. No, the path I lay before you is layered with trials that refine, with moments that stretch your faith beyond known horizons. But each challenge is a step deeper into my presence, each moment of surrender a gateway to revelation. Your higher purpose is not a distant dream. It is a living reality waiting to envelop you in its miraculous embrace. It is the song within your spirit that cannot be silenced, the star that shines even when the clouds gather thick. Trust this truth, my dear child. Let it awaken the fire inside your soul. I reach beyond what you see, beyond what you fear. I see the fullness of you, your hopes, your potential, your divine ancestry. And I say to your heart, rise. There is a tapestry of meaning woven into the very fabric of your existence, threads of destiny that stretch far past today's trials. I'm shaping you, molding you with infinite love and patience, preparing you to walk in unveiled glory. Nothing you face is wasted. Nothing you endure is without purpose. This is the promise I lay before you, like a banquet of hope and promise. Now, as this message stirs within you, do not shy away from this moment's invitation. Do not push back the gentle pull of my hand. Instead, breathe deeply of my love. Feel the warmth of my presence and know that you're chosen. You're called. A higher purpose is not a distant dream. It is as near as your next breath, waiting to be embraced, waiting for your yes. Allow your soul to dwell in this truth today. Let this truth settle in you. My dear child, I see the weight that you carry in your heart, the invisible burdens that press deeply upon your soul in quiet moments when no eyes watch but mine. The struggles you wrestle with inside, the shadows that creep in. Whispering doubts and fears have not gone unnoticed. You feel torn, perhaps, caught between what you long to be and what you think you have become. Know that I am present with you in every fractured thought, every tremble of uncertainty, and every aching part of your spirit. I am here, unwavering and patient, not rushing your healing or forcing your steps, but walking alongside you with a love that does not waver or grow weary. There is a divine gentleness in my patience, a sacred space carved out just for your healing. Sometimes the wounds within seem too deep to mend, too tangled to unravel, and you might question if restoration is even possible. Yet, it's exactly in these broken places that my grace shines brightest. I am not distant or indifferent to your pain. I am the healer who tenderly covers each hurt, binding every tear with cords of love and compassion. When the weight of guilt or regret threatens to drown your hope, I remind you that my mercy is new with every dawn, and my forgiveness flows still and abundant, like a river that never runs dry. Hear my voice when it whispers through the silence of your heart, softly urging you to lay down your burdens at my feet. You are not alone in this struggle. I have been there in times before, guiding others through their nights of despair, and I am guiding you now. In your moments of doubt and darkness, lean into my presence, for I am the lamp that will illuminate your path, the gentle hand to steady you when your steps falter. When the enemy uses your fears and insecurities to hold you captive, remember that my power is made perfect in your weakness. Do not be afraid to bring me your brokenness. There is no shame in it here. You may wonder why the healing sometimes takes so long, why silence or delay seems to stretch endlessly before you. This too is part of my plan, my beloved child. In these seasons of waiting, I am shaping your spirit, refining your faith, and deepening your trust. The silence is not abandonment, but a sacred space for growth. A divine quiet, where your soul is invited to rest, to listen, and to prepare for the next step of journeying with me. When you feel that I am distant, know that I am closer than ever, watching, waiting patiently, and loving you with an everlasting love that never diminishes. Let your heart receive this truth. You are never too far gone, never too broken or too lost. My desire is for you to embrace my kindness and to let the healing begin where you are, right now. I invite you to take your first small step toward me today, whether that be a whispered prayer, a moment of silent surrender, or simply pausing to feel my presence surround you like a warm embrace. Each act of faith, however small it may seem, is a powerful declaration that you are willing to be made whole, willing to be restored. My dear, will you entrust your heart to me today? Will you allow my patient love to gently mend what has been torn? Your wounds are not the end of your story. They are the beginning of a beautiful restoration that only I can weave through the tapestry of your life. I am here, steadfast and true, carrying you through the darkness with hands that never tire. Embrace this assurance and let your heart settle into the calm of my presence. The journey toward healing is unfolding even now, and you are not alone. Trust me, my child. for I am the healer of your soul and the author of your peace. If your heart is stirring, do not turn away. Lean into me, and together we will walk this path of restoration. My dear child, you have journeyed through shadows thick with doubt, and moments where the weight of your burdens made your very spirit stagger. Now, I desire to reveal to you the radiant truth of your spiritual identity and worth. Truths woven deeply into your essence, before time even touched your days. Listen carefully, for this is a whisper of my heart to yours, a revelation crafted to restore the foundations that tremble beneath the noise of the world. Before the first breath you drew, I knew you intimately. Unlike the shifting sands of human opinion, your worth is not a fragile statue carved by the hands of circumstance or left to decay in the winds of rejection. No, beloved, your value is as eternal as the stars that pierce the night, fixed firmly in my unchanging love. You are the masterpiece I contemplated long before the dawn, because you carry within you my very image, reflecting the divine spark that cannot be diminished by failure, sorrow, or the disapproval of others. So much of your heart's unrest comes from the lies whispered by the world, that you are not enough, that you must earn my acceptance, that your mistakes disfigure your identity. I tell you now, these are deceptions designed to bind you, to blind you to the vast ocean of grace in which you swim without limits. When you feel small, when your soul whispers that you are unworthy, look deeper into my eyes, where I see only beloved, cherished, and chosen. Do you realize that I have crowned you with honor? Darkness cannot overshadow the crown of glory I have placed upon your life. Though you have wandered through valleys of confusion and despair, you have not lost my favor. Like the prodigal child whose footsteps return to my embrace, you are already home in my heart, with no qualifications needed. Your identity is not a conditional contract, but a covenant sealed by my own breath. I created you in the rich tapestry of humanity to fulfill a purpose only you can fulfill. Your unique gifts, your distinct voice, your tender heart, these are the threads I wove together to create a reflection of my grace. As you wrestle with feelings of insignificance, remember that from the vastness of eternity, you were selected. To question your worth is to question the beauty of the very hand that shaped galaxies. Beloved, I long for you to see yourself through my eyes. When the world calls you unworthy, come to me, and let my love be the mirror that restores your vision. I am not distant or indifferent. I am the one who carries you when your strength fails, the one who whispers peace when chaos roars. You're not forgotten or overlooked, no matter how silent the earth may seem beneath your feet. I desire for you to rise every morning, knowing that your identity is anchored not in what you do, but in who you are to me. My beloved child, precious beyond measure, when you begin each day with this truth, your steps will find firm ground. You will wear your worth like armor, protecting your spirit from the darts of insecurity and comparison. Embrace this revelation. Your value cannot be eroded by mistakes or moments of weakness. When guilt tries to claim your heart, remember that I clothe you anew, washing away the stains with mercy as deep as the ocean's endless depths. Ashes do not define you. The glory of my redemption shines brighter than any past darkness. Grasp this. Your identity is not fragmented nor incomplete, but whole and full within my eternal love. Every breath you take is a declaration that you belong to me, a living testimony of the power of my grace. Your name is etched in the book of life, a name that no force can erase or diminish. Do not allow the enemy to convince you that your worth fluctuates with your performance. That's a tactic to steal your confidence and silence the songs I have placed within your heart. Know this, my child, you are constantly being transformed into the likeness of my Son, a process that is not measured by achievement, but by surrender, by the tender yielding of your soul to my spirit. Let this truth settle in you as deeply as roots drink from the soil. You are my treasured possession, chosen out of love and set apart for a purpose that only you can fulfill. Your spiritual identity is a wellspring of power and peace. It is the foundation upon which I build your hope and future. Will you believe me this time when I say you are valuable beyond all understanding? Even in moments when you feel invisible or doubted by others, I see you perfectly, the way you were meant to be, and the way you are becoming through my grace. Your worth is not tied to fleeting circumstances, but rests securely in the eternal truth of who I have made you. Come closer, my beloved, and rest in the certainty of your identity. When self-doubt crests like a stormy sea, I am the anchor holding you steadfast. My love is the light that breaks through the darkest clouds of confusion. You have no need to prove yourself to me, for you are already declared my treasured child. Hold fast to this revelation and let your soul drink deeply from this well of assurance. When you wake, speak to yourself with words of affirmation based on my truth. Let your heart be a garden where these seeds of worth are cultivated daily, producing a harvest of confidence, joy, and peace. The world may offer counterfeit identities and empty promises, but I offer you forever, the forever of being my beloved, my cherished, my masterpiece. Rest in that, and let the rhythm of my love redefine every beat of your heart. If your soul is stirring with this truth, do not turn away. Come to me with the open arms of faith, and let me fill you with the unshakable knowledge of your worth. You were born of love and for love, and nothing can separate you from the identity I have bestowed upon you. Your journey towards self-realization and acceptance is not solitary. I walk before you and beside you, calling you by name, inviting you to see yourself as I see you. Step into the fullness of your spiritual identity, whole, loved, and immensely worthy. Let this new awareness be a beacon that guides you through every challenge and doubt. When despair whispers lies, let my love shout louder in your heart. You are mine, and no force in heaven or earth can change that truth. The worth I have placed in you is a sacred flame. Guard it carefully, nurture it continually, and allow it to illuminate the path before you. Embrace your identity as my beloved, resting in the knowledge that in me, you are complete, treasured, and extraordinarily valuable. My dear child, as you wander through the shadows of fear, anxiety, and doubt, I am your unwavering light that penetrates the deepest darkness within your soul. I see how these emotions cling to you, like a storm that churns ceaselessly, tossing your heart amidst turbulent waves. I perceive the tremors that ripple through your spirit when uncertainty looms and your mind races with what-ifs, doubts, and insecurities that threaten to separate you from the peace I have prepared for you. Yet understand this: these fearful moments are but veils, fragile and temporary, and I hold the power to lift every one of them, revealing a greater truth of serenity and strength that rests within you. Fear can feel like a dense fog, thick and disorienting, wrapping around your senses until you find yourself unsure of the path ahead. Anxiety often whispers lies in the silent corners of your mind, telling you stories of insufficiency, danger, and abandonment. Doubt creeps in like a shadow, casting questions on my promises and your place in my heart. These three, fear, anxiety, doubt, are cunning adversaries because they mask themselves as truths, convincing you to retreat or become immobilized. Yet, when you listen to my voice, you discover that these feelings do not define you. You are not your fears or your worries. You are a child deeply known and endlessly loved by me. I have not given you a spirit ruled by fear, but a spirit empowered to overcome. to stand firm, and to find joy even in the trial. Remember the time when you faced invisible giants, moments when your heart pounded against the cage of uncertainty and your breath felt caught in a tightening grip. I was right there beside you, holding you close, even when your eyes could not see me clearly. You may not have recognized my touch then, but my love was your anchor. Even when the tempest raged and your mind answered the fearful whispers, my spirit carried a strength within you that defied the chaos. My dear, the power to overcome lies not in your efforts alone, but in surrendering your fears to me. Bring your anxiety as a humble offering. Lay down your doubt like a precious gift upon my altar of trust. When you do, you invite me to work miracles in your heart, to breathe peace where panic tried to take root. It is in your stillness before me that fear loses its grip. My child, grant yourself the grace to pause, to breathe deeply of my peace. Rest in the knowledge that your future is securely held in my hands, even when the road looks uncertain. Anxiety often tells you that you must control every outcome, that safety depends on your efforts alone. But my beloved, safety rests not in your striving, but in my sovereign power. I am the gardener tending your soul's garden, and though storms may come, the roots I have planted in you run deep, unshaken by winds or waves. These trials you face are refining fires, meant to purge the impurities of doubt and strengthen the precious faith I am cultivating within you. You are more resilient than your fears reveal, and I delight in shaping you into the resilient warrior I created you to be. The intricacies of your heart are no secret to me. I understand how the past can replay like echoes that awaken dormant fears. I remain present, patient, and steadfast, embracing you even as you wrestle with the storms inside. When anxiety tells you that you are alone, remember that I am with you, walking beside you on every uncertain path. My love is the unshakable foundation beneath your feet, the shelter from every storm. Even in silence, when you feel unheard or unseen, my presence envelops you with a gentle assurance that you belong to me irrevocably and eternally. There's a sacred invitation within your fears themselves, a call to draw nearer to me with honesty and vulnerability. Do not hide your trembling heart, my child. I know your broken places and your whispered doubts because I have come to restore and heal, not to condemn. Bring your fears before me as you would bring a child's trembling hand into your own. Trust that I am the great healer who transforms fear into courage, who exchanges anxiety for perfect peace, who replaces doubt with unwavering faith. When you believe in my love and grace, you step into a refuge that no fear can penetrate. Will you lean into this truth now, even as uncertainty threatens to overwhelm? Faith is not the absence of fear, but the choice to walk bravely, despite fear. It is the hand you offer me when your legs feel weak, the whispered trust that says, God, I do not understand, but I believe you are good. Whether the future gleams like the dawn or looms like a shadowy night, your trust in me becomes a beacon, guiding you through the unknown. Surrender is not giving up. It is a sacred act of yielding to my wisdom and timing, acknowledging that my plans for you are perfect and filled with hope. Let your heart rest in this divine exchange, exchanging anxiety for trust, doubt for hope, and fear for my peace that transcends all understanding. Know that your emotions, fear, anxiety, doubt, are not enemies to be obliterated, but messengers pointing you toward deeper dependence on me. Each trembling moment calls you closer to my heart, where there is sanctuary and strength. The journey through these storms is not meant to crush you, but to shape you into a warrior of faith, with a testimony of God's faithfulness glowing from the ash of your past struggles. My beloved, your journey matters to me. There is purpose woven into every tear and every step you take, despite the fear. Will you let this truth settle deeply within your soul today? Come to me, my dear child, with your heavy heart. Bring the weight of your worries into my loving embrace and allow me to exchange them for my boundless peace. I am with you, always. Let this be your refuge and your strength. Your courage rises not from your own power, but from the power of my Spirit living within you. Trust me and step forward in the light I shine upon your path, even when the way seems uncertain. Will you believe me this time and walk with me through the shadows to the dawn of a new day? I am here, waiting to hold you close, to calm your trembling heart, and to lead you into the fullness of life I have prepared for you. My dear, I perceive the quiet storms you carry, the anxieties that swirl in the chambers of your heart, the gnawing doubt that creeps like shadows along the edges of your thoughts. These are not merely fleeting tensions. They are the silent battles waging within you, hidden from the eyes of the world, yet deeply felt by me. Understand, beloved, that these feelings are part of your journey, not the end of it. They are the crucible in which your spirit is being refined. The dark soil, where your faith's roots grow deepest. Anxiety often feels like a relentless tide, does it not? It crashes upon your mind with waves of what if and if only, pulling you beneath currents of worry that rob your peace and blur your vision. Doubt whispers lies that question my presence, my promises, and even your worthiness of love. Yet, child, you are never abandoned within these tempests. I am the still anchor, holding you steady. The lighthouse steadfast on a stormy shore, guiding you through the darkest nights. Remember the countless times you have felt overwhelmed, only to find a gradual calm descending upon you. That is not happenstance, but my gentle touch, my nearness wrapping you in unseen arms. Even when the clamor of fear is loud, my peace, which passes all human understanding, seeks to settle like a soft blanket over your racing heart. It may come slowly, like dawn's first light, creeping over the horizon, yet it is unfailing. Do not despair when the silence stretches long and the answers delay. I see your struggle with doubt and anxiety as the fertile ground for building true faith. Faith is not the absence of fear, but the courageous choosing to trust me in the midst of it. Each moment you resist despair, each breath where you open your heart despite trembling, you knit your soul closer to mine. I am shaping resilience in you not by shielding you from difficulty, but by walking with you through it. Anxiety attempts to isolate you, pushing you into shadows where you feel unseen and unloved. But beloved, I'm the light that illuminates every hidden corner of your being. The same hands that form the galaxies hold you tenderly. Your struggles are never too small or too large for my care. Even when your mind screams that you must face everything alone, I stand beside you, offering a peace so deep that no fear can penetrate. I invite you now to breathe in my presence, to lean into the reality that you are deeply known and infinitely valued. Let this be a moment where you lay down the burdens of fear and doubt at my feet, trusting me enough to release control. Will you believe me this time when I say you are safe with me? You are not your worries. You are my child, infused with a steadfastness, born of my eternal love. Remember, my dear child, that anxiety is but a signpost pointing to your need for deeper rest in me. Take refuge in this truth. I am your sanctuary, your unshakable refuge in times of trouble. When your heart is burdened, call upon me without hesitation. My promises are not vague words, but living assurance, the life breath of hope that renews your spirit. Though the world urges you to fix your gaze on circumstances, Fix your eyes on me, the author and perfecter of your peace. I am weaving all things together for your good, even when the threads seem tangled. Through every season of fear and doubt, I am at work, and my love never fails. It outlasts the night and quiets the storm. It turns ashes into beauty and despair into joy. As you embrace this understanding, examine the roots of your anxiety. Is it a fear of losing control? A hesitancy to trust the unknown pathways I lead you through? Or perhaps a lingering shame that whispers, you are not enough? Bring these burdens into the light of my presence, where shadows flee and healing begins. I am the physician of your soul, the one who restores every broken place. Engage with me deeply in these moments of vulnerability. Speak your doubts aloud, confess your fears, and then listen. Hear my voice gently reassuring you, steadying your heart with the truth that you are not defined by your anxiety. Your identity is anchored in me, a precious and beloved child, worthy of grace beyond measure. I am not distant or indifferent to your plight. I am the God who walks beside you through the valley of uncertainty, the hand that reaches out in the dark to draw you close. My love cannot be undone by your fear. It remains constant, unwavering, and true. Let this truth settle in you. Your anxious moments are not failures, but invitations. Invitations to deepen your trust, to rest more fully in my care, to surrender the illusion of self-sufficiency and accept my all-sufficient grace. In your weakness, my strength shines brightest. When you feel most uncertain, my power is made perfect. Do not hide your anxiety in silence. Share it with me openly, and also with your fellow travelers who can bear your burdens alongside you. I have placed community around you as a tangible expression of my love and care. Together you breathe deeper, walk steadier, and remember that you are not alone. So now, my dear child, as you sit in the quiet after this truth, reach out with a heart, willing to receive the peace I offer. It may not rush in like a flood, but like a gentle stream, it will nourish your soul, soothe your fears, and restore your hope. Will you make room for me to transform your anxiety into a wellspring of trust? Will you rest tonight, knowing you are held, loved beyond measure, safe in my presence? I am here. I am with you. Let that anchor your heart. If your heart is stirring, do not turn away. Take my hand, and we will journey through this together, toward peace that surpasses understanding and joy that the world cannot take away. You are mine, beloved, and I am yours. My dear, there is a quiet sanctuary within your soul where I meet you, not just in moments of celebration or ease, but especially when the shadows gather and doubt creeps in. Fear knows how to shadow the heart and whisper lies that seem loud and certain. Yet I am here, unwavering and steadfast, your refuge and strength in every trembling step. The storms of anxiety and the gnawing fear of the unknown are not foreign to me. I, who shaped the stars and wove the tapestry of time, understand the trembling of your heart and the silence that follows when faith feels faint. Your fears do not catch me unaware. They are seen and held with infinite tenderness. Imagine how a child, trembling in the dark, reaches out instinctively for the hand of a trusted guardian. That is how I yearn for you to come near, not with bravado or resistance, but with the honest trembling of your soul laid bare. I am not repelled by your fear. I am drawn closer to it, to be your shelter and your song. When shadows fall and anxiety wraps around you like a cold cloak, it is not a sign of your failure or a measure of your weakness. It is a call to draw deeper into my arms, to rest in the unwavering truth that I am your anchor. The ocean may rage and the winds may howl, but I hold the helm of your life with steadfast hands. You might wonder if surrendering your fear means giving up, as if faith demands a rigid armor of perfect conviction. But beloved, faith's true strength is found not in the absence of fear, but in the decision to step forward, trembling yet trusting, into the light I cast upon your path. Courage is not the absence of trembling. It is the heart that says, I will trust even when every pulse echoes uncertainty. This is the sacred dance of faith and fear, each step drawing you closer to intimacy with me, each pause a moment to hear my voice whisper your name and remind you of your worth. Let me show you what happens when you surrender your burdens and fears to me entirely, not as a reluctant handoff, but as a joyful relinquishing to the tenderness of my care. Your anxious heart is a bell, and I'm the gentle hand that quiets its tolling, replacing it with unshakable peace. In those moments when your doubts roar loudest, reach for me. You will find I'm already reaching for you in impossible love. I never grow tired of steadying your faltering steps. So come, let your heart lay bare all that burdens it, and let my love fall like a balm upon every frayed edge. Remember when you were a child and found comfort simply by the presence of someone who loved you without condition. That is my promise to you today. In your moments of greatest uncertainty and unease, I am the unyielding presence that will not turn away. You are not alone in your fears, my child. They are known, tenderly held, and transformed by the power of my love into courage and hope. If your heart feels a stirring toward me now, do not turn away. Come as you are, trembling and uncertain, and let's walk together through every valley shadow into the dawn of a new trust. Do not allow yourself to be defined by the weight of your doubts or the length of your waiting. Instead, let the truth of my presence soothe your weary soul. The veil of anxiety thins when you lean into me, when you speak my name in the silence of your heart. When you remember you were created for a destiny far greater than the fears that assail you. I am your refuge, your promise, and the voice that calls you forward into peace. My dear, receive this beautiful paradox. In your weakness, I am your strength. In your fear, I am your courage. In your doubt, I am your unchanging faith. Let this truth settle in you now, that you are deeply loved, perfectly known, and never forsaken. Your fears do not separate you from me. They are the very doorway by which you find me nearer. Lay your anxieties down, one by one, as a fragrant offering, and bask in the radiant peace that only I can give. I am not distant or silent. I am intimately present, breathing life and hope into every trembling heartbeat. Will you believe me this time and allow my peace to reign over the turmoil? Come with that shaking heart, my beloved, and find in me a refuge where fear dissolves into faith and uncertainty blooms into joy. Here you are safe. Here you are cherished. Here you are held forever. My beloved, the journey through your fears, anxieties, and doubts is a sacred path that we walk together closely. I see every tremble of your heart, every shadow that crosses your mind, and I am there with you in those moments when the weight of uncertainty feels unbearable. You are not alone in this wrestling. Your unease does not fall unnoticed to the ground. I understand the depth of your struggles, for I fashioned you with a heart that can feel so profoundly. This sensitivity is not a flaw, but a testament to your beautiful design. Yet I also see how these fears can cage your spirit, like a tempest that clouds the sun, dragging you into places of despair and disillusionment. Fear is a curious thing, my child. It often masquerades as protection, but it can also become a prison that binds your soul, limiting the space I have prepared for you to thrive. When the night is darkest and your mind is a whirlwind of what-ifs and shadows, know that I am your unfailing light. No darkness can overwhelm my presence, nor can doubt sever the connection that unites us. You may feel as if you are drowning in uncertainty, gasping for breath in waters stirred by anxieties, but I am the shepherd who calms the waters, the anchor that holds firm when storms rise. Have you noticed how the stars hold their places in the velvet sky, even though the winds howl and the ocean roars? So too does my peace remain steady, even when your world is tossed like a fragile vessel. There's a sacred invitation in every fear you face. Rather than fleeing, I encourage you to lean into that tension, to bring your trembling doubts into my presence. When you place your fragile hands in mine, your burdens begin to dissolve and transform. Your anxieties carry messages. They speak of your deep desire for security, love, and assurance. Let these longings become the threads woven into your prayers, lifting your gaze beyond the immediate shadows to the horizon I have set before you. Your faith may flicker, but I am the breath that rekindles the flame. Your fear may feel like a heavy stone in your heart, but I am the river that smooths every rough edge, turning jagged stones into pearls of profound grace. Imagine for a moment a field blanketed in dawn's first light. The wind rustles through the grass, stirring seeds that will soon grow into vibrant blooms. Just as the field patiently accepts the passing storms and the cool embrace of the morning dew, so too must you accept your fearful moments, not as permanent states, but as fertile spaces where courage can root and flourish. Do not rush this process or try to force a resolution. My timing is perfect, and my wisdom infinite. Trust that the hesitations and questions you face are part of a divine choreography designed to shape you into a resilient and radiant disciple of my love. You may carry doubts about your worthiness or question your place in my grand design, especially when fear grips you. However, remember that your identity is not defined by what you can or cannot understand. You're my cherished creation, crafted in my very image, imbued with eternal value. Fear may whisper lies that diminish you, but I proclaim the truth loud and clear. You're treasured beyond measure, beloved beyond words. Even when your faith falters or your heart feels brittle, I am faithful and unchanging. I call you not to perfect confidence, but to courageous trust, trusting not in your strength, but in mine. In this sacred dance with fear and doubt, surrender becomes your greatest ally. Not surrender as defeat, but surrender as a sacred yielding, a humble acknowledgement that you cannot control everything, that you need my guidance to navigate the uncertain waters. Surrender opens the door to true peace because it shifts your focus from what terrifies you to what sustains you. Will you place your trembling hand in mine and allow me to lead you through the labyrinth of anxieties? Will you rest in the assurance that I am not distant or indifferent, but intimately involved in every pulse of your existence? Do not be ashamed of your fear. It is a part of your humanity, a signpost on the journey, not a verdict on your soul. I hold every tear you have wept, every sleepless night, every whispered prayer spoken in silence. My embrace is wide enough to contain all your fears, and my love fierce enough to conquer every uncertainty. You are more than your anxieties. You are a child destined to shine, a soul designed to soar on wings of hope. Reflect now upon the moments you have experienced peace amidst your turmoil, those instances when, even for a breath, you felt my presence steady your spirit and draw you near. Those are not fleeting accidents. They are the foundations upon which your faith can stand firm. Hold on to those glimpses of my peace as anchors in the sea of doubt. Whenever the waves rise again, return your mind to those sacred times and remember that I am near, ever near, waiting to carry you through. Let your fears be a bridge to deeper intimacy with me. In the depths of your anxiety, I am calling you into a secret place where your spirit can find rest. This place is not beyond your reach, my dear, but here and now, in quiet surrender, in honest confession, in heartfelt longing, Come to me as you are with all your doubts and trembling, and let my love envelop you. Close your eyes and breathe in the assurance that you are never alone. Your anxious heart is a candle flickering in the night. I am the breath of wind that gently feeds your flame, rather than snuffing it out. Will you believe me this time, when I say that your fears do not define you? Will you allow the truth of my constant presence to calm the storm within, even when your mind wants to flee to the shadows? Courage is not the absence of fear, but the choice to follow me, despite it. Take one step now, however small, and trust that I will guide your steps safely home. As you carry this truth in your heart, remember that faith grows in the soil of uncertainty and doubt as much as in the moments of pure clarity. Do not despise tomorrow's unknowns or curse the nights that feel long and heavy. Instead, bring them into my hands, trusting that every shadow reveals the wonder of my light when you look through my eyes. You are held, beloved, cradled in a love that neither fears nor fails. Let this truth settle deeply within you today. My beloved, I understand how the weight of fear, anxiety, and doubt can seem to shroud your days like a dense fog that blurs every glimmer of hope. You feel the trembling in your heart, as if the ground beneath you might give way without warning. I see the sleepless nights when your mind races through endless what-ifs, and the relentless whisper of uncertainty that steals your peace. I, your God, am near to you in these moments, closer than the very breath you take. Even when your soul wavers, know that my faithful presence never departs. I am the steadfast anchor in the storm. When your fears sweep fiercely, I am the harbor offering refuge. The fear you experience is not a mark of weakness, but a gateway for me to step into your life with transformative power. I do not demand that you face these shadows alone. Rather, I invite you to bring every anxious thought, every burden, every question you feel too afraid to voice. Like a shepherd gently calling his lost lamb, I beckon you towards rest. Trust does not mean the absence of fear, but the courageous decision to place your trembling heart in my hands. Feel the depth of this invitation, not as a distant echo, but as a warm hand extended to steady your every falter. Doubt, oh, how it unsettles the spirit. It sits like a persistent cloud, casting shadows on my promises and your assuredness of my love. You may wonder if I truly see your struggle, if I understand the depth of your pain, or if the prayers whispered in the dark ever reach my throne. Let me reassure you, my eyes rest tenderly upon you at all times. My love is unshaken by your uncertainty, because I'm greater than your questions. Each doubt is not a failure in faith, but an opportunity to root your hope deeper into my truth. Embrace this space, for I meet you there with grace. If your heart stirs with hesitance, bring it before me. Honestly, I am a God who welcomes the raw, unfiltered cries of your soul. Anxiety tries to persuade you that control lies in your hands, that every path must be meticulously planned to avoid disaster. But I am the ultimate orchestrator of your journey. Even when the path twists unexpectedly, even when the future seems unwritten, I am weaving all things together for your good. Imagine your life as a grand tapestry, where each thread, joyful or painful, is placed by my loving hand with purpose and precision. What appears chaotic to you is, in my eyes, a masterpiece in progress. I ask you for one thing: relinquish the fierce grip on your worries. Lay them down at my feet and allow your soul to breathe beneath my wings. Will you trust me now, even in the unknown? Consider how the wind reshapes the desert dunes, sometimes harsh and relentless, yet it forms new landscapes that reveal beauty unseen before. Your fears and doubts are like that wind. Rather than allowing them to erode your faith, allow me to transform them into foundations of strength. There is no need to pretend that you have all the answers. I celebrate courage in vulnerability. Your willingness to confront what unsettles you invites my peace, which radiates beyond worldly understanding and saturates your inner being. Let this truth settle in you. I am your refuge, your eternal sanctuary, and no fear can separate you from my love. My dear child, anxiety and doubt often isolate you in a place where you believe you are unseen or unloved. Yet in your quietest moments, remember that I am whispering your name with tenderness and unwavering devotion. You're never outside the scope of my care. I see the moments where your spirit feels fragmented, like scattered leaves in a restless wind. My presence gathers you, restoring the pieces, knitting your heart whole again in a love that never fails. I am with you in the silence and in the storm. I am your wisdom, holding you steady when your mind is a battlefield. There will come times when anxiety seems like a relentless enemy, where your doubts threaten to consume the brightest light within you. In those seasons, look to me as the rock beneath your feet, the fortress that cannot be shaken. My promises stand firm like ancient mountains, immovable and enduring. When your heart is heavy, seek me first, not after every worry has taken root. Trust me to supply the peace your soul craves. It is not a fleeting relief, but a deep, unshakable calm that transcends your circumstances. I also invite you to speak your fears aloud or pen them silently but honestly before me. Confession and openness are bridges that lead you out of isolation into the embrace of my grace. Remember, it is not weakness to admit you are afraid or uncertain. It is strength to bring your whole self to me. As you lay down your burdens at my altar, feel the gentle lifting of weight, the gradual lifting of shadows. Your heart is precious, and I long to fill it with courage and assurance. My beloved, will you choose to lean into my presence amid your fears today, even when the future is veiled and every step feels like walking through a dense forest in twilight? His light illuminates a path forward. My plans are perfect and fashioned individually for you like a potter shaping clay with infinite care. The moments you dread are not meaningless. They are the molding hands that shape resilience and character. So, when anxiety warns you of what might go wrong, whisper back with faith. I am held by a love stronger than my fears. Trust in me to guide your steps, even when the way seems hidden or perilous. Every breath you take in uncertainty is an opportunity to lean deeper into my sustaining power. Remember, dear one, you are my creation, cherished and dearly beloved. Your worth is defined not by your fears or failures, but by the unwavering love I lavish upon you moment by moment. Let this truth settle in you. I am your refuge, your peace in the storm of uncertainty, your light in times of darkness. Bring your anxiety, your doubts, your trembling heart to me. I will carry you through. Will you believe me this time? My beloved, came the night when shadows seemed to press in from every side, and you found yourself tangled in the web of fear and doubt. I see how often fear grips your heart, binding you in invisible chains, whispering lies that question your worth, your purpose, even my faithfulness. My dear, I want you to know that fear is not the absence of faith, but the battlefield upon which faith must stand firm. I have placed that seed of trust within you, waiting to grow, nurtured by your willing surrender. When you find yourself shivering with anxiety, when doubts cloud your vision as thick fog, remember that I am the light that cannot be overcome by darkness. Fear is a thief that seeks to steal your peace. But I, your refuge and strength, will be your shield. My presence does not promise the absence of trials, but it guarantees that you shall not walk through them alone. Just as the stars blaze brightest in the darkest sky, so does your faith shine most brilliantly when challenged by doubt. Fear will try to convince you that you are forgotten, lost, or too weak to continue. Yet, my child, I am closer than your own breath, speaking life into your spirit, even when words fail you. In those moments when your heart trembles and your mind races, breathe deep the truth of my unending love. Let your spirit lean into me as a child trusts the arms of a parent, safe from harm. Will you release your burdens into my hands and trust that I am greater than every anxious thought? Will you allow yourself to rest in the assurance that I have already conquered the fears that seek to trap you? I am the everlasting one who calls you by name. No shadow can sever the tie that binds us. Even when your faith feels like a flickering flame, I fan it into a roaring fire. Fear may rattle your heart, but it will never define your soul. You are far more precious to me than the trials you face. When the whispers of doubt creep in like thieves in the night, remember the unfailing promises I have woven into the fabric of your being. You are fearfully and wonderfully made, held securely in my hands, and destined for a purpose beyond all comprehension. Do not let fear dictate your steps or drown the song I have placed in your heart. Instead, walk boldly forward, anchored by faith, fueled by the quiet certainty of my steadfast love. Your courage is not born from your own strength, but from the power that flows through my spirit within you. I have overcome the world, and in me you share that victory. Let the fear come and go like waves upon the shore, but you, my beloved, stand firm as a mighty oak rooted deeply in my grace. Reflect on this truth as you face each uncertain moment. Fear is a signal to turn to me, not away. It is a call to deepen your trust and surrender more fully. Do not shrink back, but step into the warmth of my presence where fear dissolves and faith is made strong. Even when your eyes cannot see the road ahead, know that I have already prepared the way. Your doubts do not make you less. They make you human, and I am here to meet you where you are. Let this truth settle deep within you. You are never alone in your fears. My spirit whispers assurance, and my love surrounds you as a fortress. When anxiety threatens to overwhelm, lift your gaze and see the horizon of hope I have painted for you. Though the night may be long and the journey weary, your destination is secure in me. Your fears do not define your story. My grace writes the final chapters. Will you choose to trust me, even when your heart is trembling? Will you step forward in faith, knowing that I, your God, am the unshakable foundation beneath your feet? Fear may knock loudly, but you have the power to open the door of your soul to me, where peace, not panic, reigns. Feel the weight of your burdens lighten as you hand them over to me, and let your spirit rise on the wings of my promises. Remember always, my dear, that I am your refuge, your strength in times of trouble. Fear will pass, but my love endures forever. In your weakest moments, my power is made perfect. So do not hide or withdraw. Come boldly into my embrace where you are known, cherished, and protected. My heart beats for you in your moments of doubt, and my arms are open wide to gather you close. Beloved, will you lay down your fears before me today? Will you allow my peace, which surpasses all understanding, to guard your heart and mind? Let that peace be your fortress, your quiet song in the chaos, your anchor in every storm. Do not let fear claim your story when I have already redeemed it. Rise, child, and trust that I am with you always. If your heart is stirring, do not turn away. Step into the warmth of my love and find rest for your soul. My dear, as you have journeyed through the depths of your heart with me, let me now bring you into the fullness of who you are in my eyes, the radiant masterpiece I have lovingly formed before time began. You are not defined by the shadows that have chased you, nor by the whispers of doubt that seek to bind your spirit. No, child, you are the beloved, the cherished, the one I call by name and delight in beyond all measure. You have tasted the bitter waters of uncertainty, walked the dusty roads of loneliness. And yet through it all, my love has been your constant, an ever-burning flame that no storm can extinguish. This love I have for you is not contingent on your perfection or your strength. It is a love that chooses you fiercely, relentlessly, with a depth that defies comprehension. I am here, unwavering and true, a refuge in your storms, a sanctuary when the world feels cold. Take in this truth. Your identity is not scattered across the fragments of doubt, shame, or fear. It is whole and radiant because it is anchored in me. I have woven your heart into the tapestry of my eternal kingdom, where you belong without condition or reservation. You are my child, knitted together with purpose and destiny, called to shine your unique light into the corners of this world. Even on days when the path seems shrouded in fog and your steps falter, remember that my hand upholds you with steadfast strength. In this place of belonging and restoration, I invite you to rest. Lay down your burdens, your striving, your endless questions. There is a peace here, a deep and holy rest that flows from recognizing your true worth and place in my heart. Do not rush to earn or prove. Simply receive. Let the assurance of my presence fill every empty chamber within you. You are seen, you are known, you are treasured beyond expression. My beloved, let this be the foundation upon which you build your days. Let your soul rise with the certainty that no matter where life leads, or how fierce the winds may blow, you are held in the palm of my hand. Your story is not written by your fears or failures, but by my faithfulness and grace. Step forward now with confidence and joy, knowing that I go before you, beside you, and behind you. I am your shield and your song. Will you walk with me in this truth and claim the identity I have bestowed upon you? Will you embrace the destiny I have woven into your very being? Come, rest in my love and let it transform every doubt into hope, every weakness into strength, every sorrow into joy. Remember, you are mine, forever mine. Amen. If your heart has been touched by these words, carry this message with you. Save it, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and return to it when you feel lost. Let my love and truth be your anchor always. My child, I see you in the quiet depths of this moment, this very breath where your heart hesitates, caught between what has been and what beckons beyond the horizon. Destiny calls you now, not as a distant echo or a fading star lost in the night, but as a steady flame, flickering in the winds of your soul, waiting for your hand to kindle it into a blazing path. I have placed this call within you before your first dawn, before your feet ever knew the feel of soil or stone, before your thoughts ever dreamed of what you might become. I have woven your days together like threads of gold and shadow, each step leading to a purpose undisguised, yet often concealed by the veil of everyday trials. In the quiet chambers of your heart, you may feel the tug of this invitation, a sacred summons toward a destiny that is uniquely yours, crafted in my mind and sealed with my love. I know your fears, the whispers of doubt that tell you you are not ready, not worthy, not capable enough to answer this call. But hear me closely, my beloved. I created you with a divine intention that no one else can fulfill. Your voice, your light, your presence in this world is crucial, woven into the very fabric of time and eternity. This is not mere chance or misfortune, but a deliberate orchestration for my glory through your life. The struggle inside you, the yearning to break free from limitations, the hunger to find meaning beyond mere survival, is a sacred unrest. It is the stirring of the spirit within, awakening you even when you are mired in confusion or burdened by past failures. Do not dismiss it as fantasy or foolish hope. It's the sound of destiny's drum, beating against the walls of your heart, urging you to rise. I'm closer than your very breath, and I walk with you in every shadowed valley and on every sunlit mountaintop. You are never forsaken, you are always guided. Allow me to meet you in this moment, to speak to your weary soul with words of encouragement and divine purpose. This call is not punishment or burden, but an invitation to live fully, to partake of the abundant life I have prepared for you. Your destiny is not a distant shore you must swim to alone. It is a journey we will embark on together. Trust that my power is made perfect in your weaknesses, and my strength will sustain you in your own falters. Surrender the doubts that cling like chains and open your heart to the possibility that I am already shaping your path. I am calling you to step into a story greater than your fears, a legacy that outlasts the fleeting. Sometimes the way ahead will seem uncertain, engulfed in fog and silence, but even then, I ask you to listen intently. Listen beyond the noise of your mind or the clamor of the world. Within you, my spirit whispers, with a language beyond words, a melody that resonates with the truth of your divine identity. That call is the beacon, my child. Do not turn away from it. Let this truth settle in you. You are chosen, beloved, and marked for a journey that only you can fulfill. Will you dare to answer me this time? My beloved, I see the weight you carry, the heaviness that rests upon your shoulders like stones pressed deep into your bones. There's a struggle within you, an inner battle that often leaves you feeling weary, unseen, and overwhelmed. Yet, I want you to understand, first and foremost, that I am here. In every silent moment when you think no one notices your pain, in every tear that falls unseen, I am present. I am the ever-watching one who steadies your trembling heart, and I never turn away. Know this, my dear child, the wounds you bear, though deep and raw, are seen with eyes full of compassion and patience. I do not hurry you to heal or demand you to rise too quickly. I wait beside you, patiently holding you in the quiet spaces where hurt seems to linger longest. Sometimes, my child, growth feels slow because the hurting heart requires tender unfolding, not harsh, swift correction. And so I wrap you in my enduring love like a cloak that shields you from the biting cold of loneliness and despair. You are never alone. Let that settle within you, a truth that will not fade with time. When you feel broken, remember, even the most precious jewels are shaped by pressure and friction. Your soul is no different. Every trial, every moment of quiet desolation is a process I orchestrate, not to break you, but to refine you into the radiant dignity you were created to possess. I am committed to you like a master craftsman whose hands never lose sight of the masterpiece. Even when dust clouds the vision, I am working patiently in the shadows, fashioning a glory beyond your present understanding. I know the echoing silence may sometimes feel like abandonment, as if the skies are closed and prayers bounce off walls with no reply. But my beloved, the silence is not emptiness. It is a sacred space where I gather your heart close to mine. In this quiet, I am composing a symphony crafted uniquely for you. Each note a promise, each chord a hope, waiting for the perfect moment to arise. Your waiting is not in vain. I am weaving strength and courage into your soul's fabric even now. Trust this narrative of hope, even when it is difficult to see or hear. You may ask, why does my God seem distant in my darkest hours? Because, my dear, the greatest transformations need both my presence and your response. It is when you reach out, no matter how faint the voice, that you invite my power to move. I never withhold myself from you. It is your call that summons me closer. When despair tempts you to shield your heart, please choose instead to open it, even if only a small crack. In this humble surrender, you will discover a wellspring of peace that no turmoil can extinguish. Rest in the assurance, child, that every stumble and every sigh are part of a sacred conversation between thy soul and mine. I am not waiting for perfection, nor do I demand immediate victory. What I cherish is your willingness to be honest, to present the messiness of your life before me without fear or shame. I receive your brokenness as a gift because it leads us toward the healing and restoration I intend. You are precious, not because you have it all together, but because you continue to seek me in the midst of what feels like chaos. Now tenderly feel my hand upon your heart, steadying the rhythm that once faltered. Hear my voice whispering over the storm within you. You are held. You are cherished. You are enough. I am not distant or aloof. I am the closest companion your soul could ever know. Let this promise settle into the deep chambers of your spirit. Even when questions remain unanswered and the road feels uncertain, my love remains your anchor, unwavering and fierce. I will meet you in your quietest moments of despair, when you feel as though the darkness will swallow you whole. In those times, my dear, cling to the knowledge that the dawn is nearer than it appears. I am the light that never fades, the morning star that rises steadily, no matter how achingly dark the night. When you find yourself trembling with fear or suffocated by doubt, lift your gaze and find me waiting with open arms, ready to embrace and renew. Remember that correction is not punishment, but a sign of my unfailing commitment to your growth. Even when my discipline feels hard or unfamiliar, it is an expression of my love that aims to heal, not harm. Like a loving parent gently guiding a child away from danger, I desire to draw you back toward abundance and peace, not to cause pain, but to bring ultimate freedom. You may sometimes resist this process, weary of the pain it elicits, but trust my wisdom over your fleeting feelings. My plan for you is full of hope, even when the path feels steep. So now, my beloved, breathe deeply and surrender your weariness into my care. Let your heart rest in the shelter of my promises, and in that rest, find renewal. I invite you to open your soul to me again, without reserve, without fear. Give me your questions, your fears, and your pain. Let us walk this journey together. Your story is far from over, and I am the author who will lead you through every chapter with unwavering affection and divine purpose. If your heart is stirring, do not turn away. Come to me with faith, not because your pathway is clear, but precisely because it feels uncertain. I will be the light in your darkness, the calm in your storm. I am here, always. Next block. My dear child, within the labyrinth of your thoughts and the quiet chambers of your heart, there lies a question that echoes with relentless urgency. Who am I truly, in the vastness of all creation? This is not just a fleeting or superficial query, but one that I, your Creator, have tenderly whispered through the ages, hoping you would come to see yourself through my eyes. The identity I have woven into your very soul is not merely a label or a set of roles assigned by the world's shifting opinions. It is a divine truth that pulses with the rhythm of my love and the breath of my spirit. You may often find yourself wandering through seasons where the mirror reflects only your mistakes, your failures, the broken edges that feel too sharp to bear. Yet, my beloved, I want you to know that beneath all the layers, worn thin by hurt and disappointment, there lies a radiant essence shaped by my hands. Before your first breath, before your mind could comprehend, I knew you intimately. You are not an accident or an afterthought. You are the masterpiece of the universe, painted with strokes of grace, resilience, and infinite worth. In the stillness of your solitude, I invite you to ponder this. Your worth is anchored, not in what you achieve or how you conform to the world's standards, but in who you are because of me. You carry my image, a reflection of the divine that no shadow of doubt can extinguish. Your spirit is a flame kindled by my own breath, a longing, a purpose, a call that sings in harmony with the heavens. It may be faint now, hidden beneath layers of self-doubt, but it exists as surely as the sunrise breaks through the darkest night. Feel the depth of my eyes on you, not with judgment, but with awe at the wonder you embody. I see all the parts you hide, the trembling, the brokenness, the fears, and still I say, you are cherished. You are enough. Imagine the artist who labors with care, chiseling away stone to reveal the beauty within marble. In your life, every trial and heartbreak are like the sculptor's careful touch, refining, defining, revealing more of the true shape I have intended for you. You are being formed not by circumstance, but by my loving purpose. When the night feels too heavy and the silence presses on your soul with accusations and unkind voices, turn your thoughts toward my voice, a whisper that cuts through despair and confusion. You are my child, made in my likeness, and nothing can separate you from my love. These words are not mere comfort, they are the foundation of your very being. Let these truths settle deep within you. Your identity is not built on your past failures or the approval of others. It stands unshakably on the rock of my love, which is unending and steadfast. I have given you gifts and strengths uniquely suited to the path I have prepared. Do not underestimate the power that lies dormant within your spirit, the resilience in your heart, the compassion that flows from your wounds, the wisdom born through your trials. Each aspect is a thread woven into a tapestry that tells a story only you can tell. Your identity is an epic narrative authored by me, where you're both beloved daughter and son, warrior, healer, and bringer of light into dark places. Take a moment now to listen to the truth speaking to your soul. If your heart is stirring, do not turn away from this invitation to rest in your divine worth. Reflect on the ways you have tried to define yourself through the world's gaze and release that burden to me. Let go of the need to prove your value by performance or perfection. Instead, fix your eyes on me, the one who formed the stars and breathed life into your very being. Your identity is rooted in this eternal connection beyond the fluctuations of circumstance or emotion. There are seasons when you may not feel this identity, when shadows of doubt cloud your vision like a dense fog. Even then, my presence endures, faithful and patient, like a lighthouse that stands strong through storms. I am the unchanging truth within you, whispering hope and calling you to remember who you really are. Your identity in me is not a fleeting feeling that changes with your mood. It is a declaration carved into the book of life, unending as my covenant with the earth. As you navigate the complexities of your days, carry this truth with you. You are precious in my sight, more valuable than the wealth of kings and more loved than words can express. Your name is engraved on the palms of my hands, a sacred pledge of belonging and purpose. Nothing in this world can diminish the brilliance that shines forth from your soul when you align yourself with the love I have placed within you. My dear, you need not strive to earn this place in my heart. It has been given freely. In your quiet moments when the noise of the world is silenced, come to me and dwell in this assurance. Let my love seep into the cracks where self-doubt tries to creep, sealing them with undeniable truth. You are known, you are chosen, and you are infinitely treasured. Will you believe this reality about yourself today, even if the world around you tries to whisper otherwise? Remember that every breath you take is a gift from me, a reminder that you exist by my design and for my purpose. Let this knowledge be your refuge and your strength, shaping how you see yourself and how you walk through every trial and triumph ahead. If your heart is stirred by this message, if somewhere deep inside you feels the longing to be embraced fully as you are, Do not resist this movement of my spirit. Step into the light of your true identity and let it empower you to love yourself and others with the grace I have given. You are my beloved child, and nothing can change that. Draw near to me whenever the weight of this world presses in. I'm here, patiently waiting to remind you again and again that your identity is secure in my love. Let this truth be the anchor that holds you steady amid life's storms, the wind beneath your wings as you soar toward the destiny I have prepared. You are more than you realize, my dear child, and your true self shines with my eternal light. Cling to this revelation and carry it close to your heart. Let your spirit rise in the glory of knowing you are mine, treasured beyond all measure, and created for an unfolding story of grace, purpose, and endless love. My dear child, I see the invisible weight that presses upon your spirit, the heaviness of guilt and shame that so often cloaks your heart like a relentless fog. These burdens, though thick and suffocating, were never meant to be your permanent companions. I want you to picture a field after a storm, the ground soaked, cracked, yet breathing beneath a sky clearing into golden light. Just as the earth is renewed by sun and rain, you too are tender and alive beneath the weight of your mistakes, and I am here to breathe restoration into your weary soul. Understand this clearly. Guilt is the echo of your conscience stirring within you, a signal that you desire to walk rightly, to return to the light from which you were never truly distant. Shame, however, is the imprisoning shadow that tries to convince you that you are unworthy of love or forgiveness. While guilt can guide you toward healing, shame attempts to chain you in a cell of self-rejection and despair. Yet, my beloved, I am the Redeemer of all lost things. Your past, no matter how tangled or dark, cannot outpace the reach of my grace. I know the precise places where you feel broken, the very crevices where your soul cries out in silent agony, and I am there, ready to pour out forgiveness like a river over parched land. Do you feel the weight of what you carry? Perhaps there are memories and regrets that replay like wounded songs echoing relentlessly in your mind. Do not be afraid to bring them before me. I do not turn away when you fall. I meet you in the debris of those moments and gather the fragments with gentle hands. Your hurts are not hidden from my gaze, nor your contrition unheard. I am not distant, waiting for you to clean yourself up before approaching. No. The moment you begin to yearn for restoration, I am already reaching toward you. Let me speak directly into the confusion and the torment. Your mistakes do not define you. My love does. The darkness you fear is not a decree, but a condition that will pass, as night dissolves before the dawn. When you stumble, I do not stand on a mountain judging from afar. I reach down in the dust beside you. There is no condemnation here, only the open arms of a father waiting to receive his child. Imagine the prodigal wandering far and lost, weighed down by the choices that separated him from home. Though he was weary and laden with the dust of the journey, the moment he turned back, his father saw him from afar and ran to embrace him. That embrace, full of compassion and joy, was not contingent on perfect behavior or clean hands. It was the expression of unconditional love restored between two hearts. This is the love that waits for you now. If shame whispers lies that you must prove your worth before I will accept you, you must refuse those lies. Your worth is not earned, but granted. It is rooted deep in who I made you to be, in the very essence of your being crafted by my hands. You cannot earn my forgiveness by striving harder or shrinking smaller. You receive it by trusting that my mercy abounds for those who come to me, broken and searching. I know how easy it is to get trapped in a cycle of self-condemnation, wearing your shortcomings like a cloak that stifles and isolates. But my dear, your healing lies in surrendering that cloak at my feet and stepping into the freedom I offer. This freedom is not a vague promise with strings, but a tangible release that transforms chains into wings. It is the release of shame's grip and the acceptance of my grace that says, "You're mine, and nothing can sever this bond." Each day is a new canvas, a fresh beginning where your past no longer dictates your future. When the enemy calls your sins to memory, remind yourself and your spirit that my forgiveness is more vast than the ocean's depths, more enduring than the mountain's roots. It is a fountain of restoration, flowing without cease, inviting you to drink deeply until your soul is renewed. Beloved, will you step toward me with the courage to leave behind the burdens that have weighed you down? Will you stand in the truth that you are forgiven, healed, and set free? Let the realization that you are embraced by divine mercy settle warmly within you, chasing away the chill of shame and inviting a profound peace. Trust that your restoration is not a distant dream, but a present reality unfolding with each breath. I am the author of new beginnings, and your story, though marked by scar and trial, is being rewritten with tender care and purpose beyond what you can see. If your heart is stirring, do not turn away, but come closer and witness the unending grace that awaits to transform guilt into hope and shame into dignity. My dear child, let this truth settle in you and rise like the dawn. You are forgiven. You are beloved. You are whole again. My dear child, sometimes the shadows within your heart grow long and thick, as if the night will never end, and anxiety wraps itself tightly around your spirit, whispering fears that unsettle your very breath. I see the trembling in your soul when doubt attempts to settle like a fog, obscuring the path I have laid before you. I know the struggle you endure when worry takes root, like a storm, threatening to uproot the tender shoots of hope I have planted inside you. Yet, do not fear, for even in those moments, my presence is closer than the air you breathe, watching over you with unyielding love. Consider the ocean, whose waves rise and fall in constant rhythm. Sometimes they roar with such might that it seems the shoreline will be swallowed whole. But beneath that furious cascade lies the steady current, the silent depths where peace rests untouched. So it is with your spirit. When anxiety and fear surge like turbulent seas, remember the quiet assurances beneath the storm. My faithful heart beating in unison with yours, holding you firm against every gust and tide. Your doubts are not a rebellion against me, but a cry for deeper understanding, an invitation to step closer into my arms. When you feel unsteady, when the ground beneath your feet seems uncertain, I am the solid rock, your refuge and strength. I do not dismiss your fears or label them as weakness. Instead, I gather them gently, as a shepherd gathers scattered lambs, nurturing your frailty with tender hands. My beloved, anxiety is often a signpost, pointing toward areas where my grace needs to grow more abundantly in you. Let it not paralyze you, but invite you to lean into my peace, which I pour out lavishly and freely. Remember the way a potter handles clay, with patience, shaping and reshaping even when the vessel feels fragile and cracked. Your worries are like those cracks, places where light can enter if you allow me to mend. I am not distant or indifferent. I am intimately aware of every shiver in your soul, every whispered fear in the dead of night. When your mind wrestles with endless what-ifs, bring each one to me like a fragile piece of art, longing to be restored. My hands are mighty to heal, and my voice will speak comfort to the chaos if you listen with a willing heart. There is a sacred exchange waiting for you. Trade your heavy burdens for my light yoke. You may not see the end of your struggles yet, but like a child learning to walk, each step toward me is a triumph in courage and faith. I do not promise the removal of every storm immediately, but I assure you that my peace will guard your heart and mind. in ways the world cannot understand or take away. It will steady the trembling hands of fear with a grasp more enduring than the strongest anchor. I want you to know that fear is not the natural state for my children. You were created for joy, for freedom, for the dazzling light of trust to radiate within you. When anxiety creeps in, it tries to steal these gifts, convincing you that uncertainty is permanent. But my love breaks through every lie. Remember the story of a shepherd who searched relentlessly for one lost sheep, the same one that tends to wander and feel alone. That shepherd, my dear one, is me. I will not leave you in the wilderness of doubt. I am calling you back to the fold, into a place of safety and belonging. Each day I invite you to surrender more deeply, to lay down your trembling thoughts and restless heart before me. When the night grows heavy and the fears press in like shadows, breathe my peace as your life breath. Let the warmth of my presence dissolve the chill of anxious cold. When the mind races with uncertainty, bring your scattered thoughts into my hands, and I will calm them like a gentle hand, smoothing ripples on a still lake. There is no darkness too deep, no worry too wild for my redeeming light. Trust is a seed planted in vulnerability, tender and delicate, yet with the power to grow into towering strength. Allow me to nurture that seed in you, even when the soil seems barren or frozen by fear. The roots are anchoring in my truth, unseen still but growing steadily beneath the surface. Soon, with my help, you will bear fruit that is enduring, peace that passes human understanding, joy that defies circumstance. My dear child, do you feel weighed down by your fears? Bring them now to me. Let this moment be a turning point where you choose to believe that I am for you, that my love is a fortress when anxiety rages. Reach with trembling hands, and I will clasp yours with unwavering hold. Let this truth settle deeply in you. You were never meant to carry your burdens alone. I am here ever present, ready to carry you through every tempest of the soul. When your thoughts begin to spiral, remember the quiet moments when you felt my nearness, a gentle whisper, a peaceful breath, a warmth in the stillness. These moments are anchors, divinely placed to remind you of my steadfastness. Return to them often. Drink from this well of reassurance, drawing strength when the waves of fear crash high. You belong to me, and no force, no doubt, no anxiety can erase the sacred bond we share. Do not deny your fears, but do not be enslaved by them. Face them with me as your shield and song. As the dawn follows the longest night, so does my peace follow every anxious thought. There is a quiet power rising in you, a courage not born from your own might, but from the Spirit who dwells within. It whispers of hope, even when hope feels invisible. Cling to that whisper, the still, small voice of truth amid the clamoring noise. You are more than the sum of your worries, beloved. You are a beloved child fashioned for a destiny bathed in my light and love. Anxiety may visit, but it will not settle. Fear may come, but it will not define you. These are mere shadows that flee before the dawn of my presence. Step forward in trust, even if your feet tremble, because you walk not alone. Will you take my hand now and let me quiet every anxious thought? Will you believe my promise that your soul can rest because I am watching over you with infinite tenderness? Open your heart to this surrender and find that in giving me your fears, you receive a peace that anchors deeper than any storm. Let this be the day you choose to trust me fully, knowing that my love is your fortress, your refuge, your unshakable peace. My dear, I see how often fear clouds your vision, how anxiety wraps cold fingers around your heart in the quiet moments when the world seems still, but your mind races like a tempest on turbulent seas. I know these shadows that ripple beneath your smiles and stretch far into your restless nights. Fear and doubt are relentless. They whisper lies that echo in the chambers of your soul, telling you that you are alone, unworthy, or that the path ahead is too daunting. Yet I am with you, always. Your trembling is not unseen, and your silent prayers are heard even when words fail you. The weight you carry is not beyond what your spirit can bear, for I have placed within you a reservoir of strength more profound than despair, a light to pierce every darkness. There is a sacred invitation in the midst of your trembling. Come to me with these burdens. Lay them down at my feet. Do not be ashamed of your fears, for I am not a distant God who demands perfection, but the gentle shepherd who seeks to lead you beside still waters, who breathes peace into your weary soul. When doubt seeps in, threatening to dismantle your hope, remember that faith is not the absence of uncertainty, but the courage to trust me, even when you cannot see the whole picture. Like a child who grasps the hand of a parent in a crowded marketplace, your trust anchors you amid the unknown. I hold your hand firmly. I will never let go. My courage flows into your heart, transforming your fear into a stepping stone toward greater intimacy with me. Consider the way a tree bends before the storm. It does not resist with rigid strength, but sways, yielding to the winds until they pass. So must you learn to bend in moments of anxiety, a yielding that is not weakness, but wisdom in motion. In the stillness of surrender, where your hands unclench and your heart whispers truth to me, you find sanctuary. Yes, I speak this tender truth to you even now. Your fears do not define you. Your anxiety does not imprison you. There is a divine resilience woven into your very being, an unbreakable thread of hope that I placed when I crafted you in my image. Let this reality cradle your troubled mind. Do not be afraid to question, to wrestle with your doubts. Even the sons of the prophets struggled in their faith. Tread gently through your inner battles, for each question is a step closer to understanding. Your pain is a passage, not a destination. As the potter reshapes clay amid the flames, so too am I shaping your spirit through every trial. The furnace of anxiety refines your faith, stripping away fear's heavy armor to expose the pure gold beneath. I do not desire to break you, but to build you up, transforming scars into stories of victory marked by traces of my unwavering love. Let the sweet peace that surpasses understanding wash over you like a calm river flowing through a parched desert. When you feel lost in storms of doubt, call my name, and I will answer with the loud roar of an ocean tide, overwhelming all your fears with my steadfast presence. You were created to walk this earth not in chains of uncertainty, but with the triumphant certainty that I am your refuge. Open your heart to receive this peace right now as an inheritance I eagerly offer. Remember, my love is a fortress where no fear can penetrate, a sanctuary beyond the reach of anxiety. My dear child, I invite you now to breathe deeply of my grace and rest your anxious heart in me. Will you lay down the burdens you have carried in silence? Will you allow my spirit to calm your restless soul and fill your mind with the melody of hope? Even as the night seems long and the road uncertain, I'm the steadfast light that never flickers. Believe in me, not just with your words, but with your whole being. Enter this moment of trust with courage, knowing that in surrender, you find strength beyond measure. Let this truth settle in you. Your fears are not the final story of your life. I am writing a narrative of hope, where every anxious step is guided by my hand, and every moment of doubt is overshadowed by my promise. In the quiet corners of your heart, I am whispering peace. Reach out to me and take hold of it, for I long to carry you through every storm. The journey through fear is also a journey into a deeper, more profound faith, and I am with you every step of the way. My dear child, you have wrestled with the shadows of fear and anxiety, and now I invite you to lean closer into the sanctuary of trust that I offer to you. Fear often feels like a dense fog, wrapping tightly around your very being, obscuring vision, muffling the voice of hope, and tightening the grip on your heart. Anxiety whispers lies that twist your thoughts, convincing you that the future holds only storms and despair. Yet, amidst the tempest, I am your unshakable fortress, the rock upon which you may stand secure, even when the ground trembles beneath your feet. Consider the vastness of the heavens, how the stars glimmer in their appointed places, not by chance but by my design. They do not rush their courses, nor do they question their purpose. They are steady, constant, shining through the night, just as I am constant, steady, and shining for you. Your fears, though loud and consuming, are like passing clouds that block the sunlight temporarily, but cannot extinguish the sun's endless brilliance. I am the eternal light that surrounds you, even when your eyes cannot see it clearly. Anxiety often entangles your mind in a web of what-ifs. What if I fail? What if I am alone? What if this pain never fades? What if the future is darker than the present? These questions may seem unanswerable, and yet I am here, softening the edges of your restless thoughts. I do not condemn your fears. They are the cries of a tender heart, seeking refuge. The tender compassion I bear for you is vast and unending. I have not left you to stumble blindly. Rather, I walk beside you, teaching you to release the burdens that weigh down your spirit and to breathe deeply the peace I provide. Fear thrives on the unseen, on the unknown, but trust flourishes in the awareness of my presence. Imagine a child walking through a forest with their hand securely in the hand of the parent. The child might be afraid of strange noises or shadows, unaware of the dangers and mysteries around. Yet with the parent's hand firmly grasped, fear begins to loosen its hold, because the child senses safety, love, and guardianship. So too, beloved, I hold your hand. This hand that crafted galaxies and whispers life into every heartbeat is the same hand that will never let go of yours. Your heart is not meant to carry the weight of fear alone. Surrender it to me, every trembling thought and anxious dream. Hand over your restless nights and the questions that keep you awake. In that surrender, you will find a stillness that surpasses human understanding, a divine calmness that roots you firmly in my peace. You do not need to have all the answers, my dear child, for I am the answer itself. My knowledge spans eternity, and every moment that causes your heart to race is within my control. Doubt may assail you, whispering that trusting me is too risky, that disappointment will come, or that you will be hurt. But consider the story of the farmer who sows seeds in the soil without seeing the instant harvest. Trust requires planting your faith in the ground of my promises, even when the sprout is unseen. The soil may seem dry, but beneath the surface, life is stirring. In the same way, your trust is a seed that I nurture with my love and provision. You may not yet witness the fruits, but they are growing. They are coming to fullness. Your anxious heart yearns for assurance, and my dear one, I am the assurance you seek. I am your refuge and your strength, an ever-present help in times of trouble. Do you remember the times when, despite the odds, my grace carried you through? Those moments are not isolated incidents, but a testament to my faithfulness that endures forever. Let them be beacons to your soul now, necessary reminders that I am ever working for your good, even when the way is unclear. I ask you now, will you allow me to take your trembling worries and transform them into peace? Will you trust me with your fears, the heaviness that presses down and feels so overwhelming? I am patient and gentle with your heart. There is no rush, no demand for perfection, or immediate victory. Just this: bring me your anxiety and watch it dissolve in the light of my unwavering love. Come, lay down the heavy cloak of fear that you have worn too long. Step onto the path of trust, where every footfall is guided by my hand. This path is not free from challenges, but it is marked by my presence with you at every turn. With each step, your heart will find a rhythm that harmonizes with my heartbeats, a melody of peace rising up to replace the discord of worry. Remember, child, that perfect love casts out fear. My love for you is unfailing, enduring, and limitless. It wraps around you like the morning dew, refreshing your soul and renewing your spirit daily. When fear threatens to consume you, invite my love to be the light that dispels the darkness. It is not a passive love, but a conquering force, breaking through anxiety's chains and setting your soul free. I see you. Every tear, every silent scream behind your brave face. I understand the deep places where fear lurks. Yet I also see the courage in your willingness to keep moving forward, the quiet strength in your surrendering heart. You are never forgotten, never forsaken. My presence is here now and forever. Will you open your heart to me today and surrender your fears into my hands? Trust me even when the road is uncertain, even when the night feels long. Allow my peace, which surpasses all human understanding, to guard your heart and mind in me. Let this truth settle in you. You are held, protected, and deeply loved just as you are. Now, breathe in my peace. Let it fill the chambers of your heart and silence the clamor of fear. You are mine, precious and beloved, and I will never let you fall. Step into this moment with me and walk forward in trust, assured that my faithful love will never fail you. My beloved, in the quiet moments when the world grows dim and your steps falter on the rugged path of this life, I am there. You see, my presence is not measured by grandiosity or the noise of your day, but by the soft whisper that calls your heart back when you begin to wander into shadows of doubt and fear. It is in those tender, fragile times that I draw you closer, not to overwhelm, but to enfold you in a love that knows no bounds, a sanctuary where your spirit can find refuge. Fear is a formidable adversary, my dear child. It creeps in like a thief in the night, stealing peace and shrouding your vision with fog, making mountains appear insurmountable and valleys eternal. Anxiety rings loudly as a clanging bell in the chambers of your mind, echoing uncertainties and imagining worst-case scenarios as if they were destiny itself. Doubt, that persistent shadow, lingers near, tempting you to question that which is most certain, that I am with you always, even when darkness feels overwhelming. But listen closely. These are not signs of weakness or abandonment. They are invitations. Invitations to lean into me, to reach beyond the turmoil and grasp the promise of unshakable steadiness. The storms that buffet your soul are not punishments, but the winds necessary to shape the resilience of your faith, to deepen the roots that anchor you in my endless love. You may not understand now why the thunder rumbles or why the lightning splits the sky, but trust this: beneath every storm lies a purpose, and that purpose is always life, growth, and restoration. Imagine yourself standing at the edge of a vast ocean as twilight descends. The waves roll in ceaselessly, their rhythm unpredictable, sometimes gentle, sometimes wild and overwhelming. Your heart may feel like a small boat tossed by these waves, fragile, at the mercy of the elements, longing for calm. Yet remember who holds the vast expanse of this ocean, whose fingers control the tides and set the stars in their courses. The ocean's rage cannot overcome the quiet power of the one who created it. So it is with your soul. No matter how fierce the winds of fear or anxiety, they cannot conquer the peace that I give, peace that surpasses all understanding. I do not ask you to face your fears alone. My spirit dwells within you, a lamp burning steadily in your innermost being, illuminating the path when your sight fails and your hope wavers. When your heartbeat quickens with dread, invite your soul to rest in me, for my yoke is easy and my burden is light. You are never beyond my reach. Your cries are heard even in the silence. Do not be ashamed of your frailty. It is in your weakness that my power is perfected. Your trembling hands and uncertain steps are the very invitation I wait for, to wrap you in strength and courage that come only from me. Sometimes, the darkness of fear is not an enemy to be conquered immediately, but a teaching companion to be understood. I invite you to walk through it with me. Notice the sensations, acknowledge the shadows, but do not succumb. Feel the trembling, but hold on to hope. Look into the eyes of anxiety and say, "You do not define me." For these trials, fear, doubt, anxiety, are transient clouds passing by, not the eternal sky. My love is the sun that pierces every gloom, my promise the anchor that holds your soul firm in any storm. Remember, beloved, that your journey is not measured by the absence of fear, but by the courage to continue despite it. The heroes of old, the faithful who walked before you, faced giants, wilderness, and battles not unlike your own. What set them apart was not their lack of fear, but their unwavering trust in me. When you are overwhelmed, whisper to your heart, "My God is greater than the giants I face. My God is my refuge and strength." Let this truth settle within you like a balm for your weary spirit. I urge you to cultivate a practice of surrender, not as a one-time act, but as a daily posture of your soul. Bring your worries, your tangled thoughts, your sleepless nights to me. Lay them down in the quiet place where I dwell. There, in that sacred exchange, your spirit will learn to breathe freely again. Surrender is not defeat. It is the courageous act of trading your burdens for my peace, your confusion for my clarity, your doubts for my faithfulness. Will you believe me this time, my child? Will you trust me enough to release what weighs you down and receive the healing I offer? In the nights when insomnia grips you and your mind races with uncertainties, close your eyes and imagine my hands gently cradling your face. Feel the warmth of my presence like a cloak against the chill of fear. Hear the heartbeat of the universe syncing with your own, a mighty rhythm that commands the darkness to retreat. Even in solitude, you're never alone. I'm the constant companion of your soul, walking beside you, holding you, loving you unconditionally. Reflect now. What is fear whispering to you today? What anxieties are pressing into your heart? Bring them into the light of my presence with boldness, and watch as they lose their power. Faith is not the absence of fear, but the defiant declaration that I am bigger. When you anchor yourself in me, the storms rage, but you do not sink. You are held in the hollow of my hand, owned by my love, destined for peace. Come, rest here with me now. Let your soul find solace in my unwavering embrace. Breathe deeply of my promises that never fail. I speak to you with the tenderness of a shepherd who carries the lost lamb. You are cherished beyond measure, guarded better than the rarest treasure. The trials you face will refine you, shape you, and prepare you for the fullness of joy that is coming. In this moment, reach out your heart to me and say, I surrender my fears. I trust you to lead me. Let the quiet confidence of my spirit rise within you, steadying every unsteady step. You are not alone in this journey. My love surrounds you, my grace empowers you, and my peace will guard your heart and mind far beyond what you can imagine. If your heart is stirring with hope even now, do not turn away. Lean into this truth and let it transform the way you face fear, anxiety, and doubt. You were never meant to endure these alone. I am your eternal refuge, your sanctuary, your unshakable fortress. Trust me, beloved, I am with you always. My dear child, often in your journey you may find yourself standing at the edge of a vast wilderness, feeling lost, abandoned, and unseen. This place feels stark and cold, yet it is not uninhabited by my presence. It's a sacred space where transformation begins. The wilderness you wander is a garment woven from solitude and silence, a landscape that invites you into deeper awareness of who you are beyond the noise of the world. In the moments when you feel invisible or forgotten, know that my eyes are fixed intently on you, not with judgment, but with pure, unwavering love. I see your silent tears, your quiet prayers, the hopes you dare not speak aloud, and the fears that grip your heart tightly in the dark. There is a profound mystery in feeling lost. It is here, in the seeming absence of clarity, that the seed of rediscovery is planted. When you gaze into the shadowed corners of your spirit and face the feeling of abandonment, understand that this is the soil in which I invite my light to take root. The agony of being unseen is profound because it strikes at your very need for connection and affirmation. But my beloved, do not mistake silence or solitude as my absence. I am the unseen breath that sustains your every heartbeat, the unwavering flame that glimmers beyond the veil of loneliness. When the world turns away, my spirit whispers, "You belong. You are not forsaken." This feeling of invisibility often deceives you into believing that your worth is measured by the eyes of others. Yet, I am inviting you to look beyond human approval and discover the truth of your value in my eyes alone. You are a masterpiece, sculpted with deliberate care and intention. In moments of abandonment, let this truth flood your soul. Your existence is not contingent on recognition from the world, but on the covenant of love I have written over you. I have marked you as my own from before the foundations of the earth, and no force on heaven or earth can erase that reality. The wilderness seasons are not without their purpose. Like the ancient trees, whose roots must break through stone to find water, you too are called to grow through the hardest places. These roads of isolation and invisibility are not detours, but integral parts of your path. They teach resilience, cultivate faith, and deepen intimacy with me. When you feel unseen by others, let me become the mirror in which you see your true self reflected. A beloved child, radiant beyond measure, precious beyond comprehension. There is also a sacred invitation in abandonment to uncover the hidden wells of your inner strength and my sustaining grace. When the support of human presence fades, you will find that my hand is both tender and mighty, the firm anchor in your storm-tossed soul. I walk beside you unseen to the eyes, but felt deeply in the heart. I am the gentle voice that calls you out of the shadows and the steady light that breaks dawn within you. You're never alone, even in your loneliness. Recognize that feeling lost or unseen is often the beginning of a profound encounter with me, a time when you're stripped of distractions and invited into pure presence. In these moments, your soul learns to sing a deeper song, one not reliant on applause or validation, but rooted in my unchanging goodness. Let your heart lean into this truth. Release the weight of needing to be acknowledged by the world, and rest in the knowledge that I see you fully and love you completely. I know it hurts when you pour out your heart and receive silence, or worse yet, dismissal. Yet these seasons refine your spirit, teaching you trust and surrender. I'm fashioning you like fine gold, removing every impurity that dulls your brilliance. Your pain is not wasted, beloved. It is the kiln that strengthens your faith and hones your character. I'm close to the broken-hearted, and I heal the wounds that no human hand can reach. If your spirit is weary from hiding or yearning to be noticed, I'm calling you now to step gently into the embrace of my presence. There you will find refuge and restoration, not because you earn it, but because you are my beloved. Let this truth settle into your soul. Your value is intrinsic, your belonging eternal, and your life infinitely precious in my sight. Don't turn away from the pain of feeling lost or unseen. Instead, bring it fully to me in honesty and vulnerability. Let your heart be poured out as a fragrant offering, and in return, receive the veil of my peace. When the world turns its gaze elsewhere, my eyes remain steadfast. Remember this, my dear. In your loneliness, you are never forsaken. I am holding you close, enveloping you in love that nothing can break or diminish. Will you let me be your eyes when human eyes fail to see you? Will you allow my love to be your shelter when you feel exposed and vulnerable? Open your heart and do not hide behind fear or sorrow. I am here in the wilderness with you, guiding you toward the clearing where your soul will find home. If your heart is stirring with the ache of loneliness or the shadow of invisibility, do not turn away. Lean into me, into the depth of my love that will never abandon you, and into the fullness of the belonging I offer. This wilderness is but a passage, my dear child, and I am the guide who walks before you. Trust in my footsteps and follow closely. Let yourself be seen in my gaze and understood in the silence between words. You are mine, chosen beyond all measure, held beyond all pain. In this sacred truth, find your strength. In this eternal embrace, discover your rest. Will you reach out to me now and receive the comfort only I can give? Will you open your heart to the deep knowing that you are never alone, never lost, never invisible in my eyes? Let this be the day you trust my presence anew. Let my love be the light that pierces every shadow of abandonment, lighting your way and warming your heart beyond all understanding. My dear child, as you stand now at the edge of this moment, know that you are infinitely cherished, thoroughly known, and unwaveringly held by my hand. Throughout all seasons of your life, the days when you felt like you were soaring with purpose and those nights when shadows whispered that you were forgotten, I have been there, breathing life into your very soul. Your identity is not tied to the shifting tides of your achievements or to the approval of those around you, but rests securely in the heartbeat of my eternal love for you. This is a truth deeper than oceans and higher than the mountaintops. It is the sacred wellspring from which your worth flows unendingly. You were created in my image, beloved, imbued with divine purpose and infinite potential. The whispers of doubt that sometimes seep in, the tremors of fear that shake your foundation, have no power against the cornerstone of who you are in me. When you look in the mirror of your heart, see the reflection of my radiant light, uncorrupted, unbreakable. It's this light that paints the masterpiece of your existence, that calls you forward into the destiny I have prepared. Your path is not random or left to chance. It's lovingly ordained and skillfully woven with the threads of grace and mercy. Sometimes the night seems long and the silence deafening. But remember, my child, that in these quiet spaces I am not absent, but working. I am crafting a symphony from your trials, composing strength from your vulnerabilities, and breathing hope into your weary spirit. Even when you cannot perceive my presence, it is like the wind, unseen yet profoundly felt, as I move in ways beyond your understanding. Trust that my timing is perfect, that the season you are in is exactly what you need for your growth and transformation. Allow your heart to rest in this promise, surrendering the burden of control and embracing the peace that comes from knowing I hold all things together. There are moments when you feel unworthy, when the weight of past mistakes weighs heavily on your soul. In these times, my beloved, I am your Redeemer, lifting you from the ashes with hands full of forgiveness and tender mercy. My love does not demand perfection. It invites you to come as you are. Lay down your burdens at my feet and feel the healing streams of grace wash over every wound. You are made new, restored beyond what you can comprehend. Let this truth settle within you and become the anchor that steadies you in each storm. Your purpose is alive within you. It is a flame lit by my Spirit, burning with passion to bring light into darkness, to birth hope where despair once dwelled. Even when the way seems unclear or the road inhospitable, I am the lamp to your feet, guiding each step with unwavering faithfulness. Do not shrink back from the calling I have placed in your heart. Instead, rise boldly, knowing that you carry my strength and wisdom. Your journey is a beautiful story unfolding, a narrative written by the author of life, filled with chapters of triumph, transformation, and profound love. You belong, dear one, not by your accomplishments or the approval you seek from the world, but by my invitation into my family. My embrace is wide and unconditional, welcoming you into a fellowship of grace and joy. When loneliness threatens to steal your peace, remember that you are held in a community that transcends time and space, a spiritual family woven together by my love. Draw near to me and to those I place along your path. Let intimacy with me be your refuge and your strength, the sacred place where your soul finds rest and renewal. My child, your journey is far from over. There is still so much unfolding ahead, mysteries and blessings unseen, but waiting to be discovered. Step forward with courage, faith, and hope, knowing that I'm with you every breath of the way. The trials you faced, the questions that lingered, the doubts that tried to steal your joy, all are transformed through the power of my enduring love. Be assured that you're never alone and never forsaken. Now, as you carry this message in your heart, I invite you to hold it close. Let it be a beacon of hope when darkness falls and a reminder of your priceless worth at every moment. Share these truths with those who hunger for love and belonging. Save these words as a treasure to return to whenever your soul feels weary. My dear child, you are deeply beloved, eternally cherished, and endlessly valued. Walk in this freedom, in this truth, and let your spirit soar with the confidence of one who is known and loved by the Creator of all. My beloved, before you lies the inescapable truth. Your story is not as final or as fixed as you have often believed. The chapters you carry in your heart, the ones inked with sorrow, regret, and confusion, are but shadows before the dawn I'm crafting for you. I'm the author of your life, and I'm rewriting your story. In this act, I do not erase your past, but weave it anew into a tapestry of grace and purpose far beyond your imagining. I see the silent battles you fight within, those private moments of despair when hope seems a distant dream, and your weary soul questions if transformation is even possible. Do you feel the heaviness that presses upon your chest, the echo of old failures whispered by the enemy's lies? Know that I'm not distant nor detached from these wars. I am intimately acquainted with every tear that stains your pillow and every sigh that escapes your lips in the dead of night. Your story, fraught with pain and uncertainty, is precious in my eyes, and therefore I am purposeful in rewriting it. This is no mere editing, my beloved. This is a divine recreation. With infinite patience, I am turning pages that once bore marks of shame and rewriting them with the ink of redemption and hope. Just as I transformed chaos into light at the beginning of all things, so I bring light into the dark places of your history. The embers of your brokenness are being stoked into a fiery testament of my mercy. Even your failures and wounds will serve as the soil from which new life and strength will sprout. I am inviting you into this sacred process, not as a passive observer, but as a cherished participant. I ask you to lean into me with open hands and an open heart. Let yourself be unraveled and reshaped by my love. Let the old narratives you have believed crumble like aged parchment, so that fresh, vibrant truth can be inscribed upon your soul. Recognize that I am rewriting the story not to erase your uniqueness, but to amplify the beauty of who you truly are, created for more than despair, designed for courage and joy. Hear my voice amidst the noise of your doubts and fears. It calls you to trust in the unseen, in the promise of renewal that surpasses circumstances. Though you may feel stuck in a plot that seems dark and endless, I am crafting a new trajectory. One where scars become stars, guiding your path and where every twist matters in my grand design. This rewrite embraces your humanity with all its flaws, yet invites you to rise as a masterpiece of divine love and grace. Let this truth settle in you. No mistake, no heartbreak, no loss is outside the reach of my healing pen. I am the God who writes stories of resurrection and transformation. The painful chapters that have seemed to define you will not determine you any longer. Instead, they are the very prelude to a profound breakthrough only I can orchestrate. Will you believe me this time? Will you allow me to lead you through the wilderness of your past into the fertile ground of your destiny? Do not fear the process of change. It is my hand guiding the narrative toward hope. The story I am writing for you is a love story, the deepest, most enduring love that has always sought to claim you and make you whole. My child, the power of a rewritten story is not merely in the changing of events, but in the transformation of identity it brings. I am not just altering the scenery of your life. I am repositioning your heart to see who you really are in me. The new story will reveal you as beloved, chosen, and resilient, crafted with divine intention and destined for glory. If your heart is stirring, do not turn away. This invitation is for you right now in this moment. Embrace that I am rewriting your story and that the ending is not left to chance, but carefully authored by my unfailing love. Allow yourself to be drawn into the mystery of this divine narrative, one where you are both the cherished character and the triumphant hero through my strength. Come, walk with me into this unfolding chapter, where past pain meets future promise, and where your story, once marred by struggle, becomes a testament to my faithfulness. Your story is alive, breathing, and filled with potential, because I am rewriting it with you, for you, and through you. Let this be the beginning of your awakening to the power of my redemptive work. Trust me, my beloved, as I write anew. My dear child, I see the ache that nests quietly within your spirit, the subtle, persistent ache that whispers of wounds unseen and battles fought in the silence of your heart. You may feel the weight of disappointment pressing upon you, the heaviness of failures replayed endlessly in the chambers of your mind. Perhaps you carry the burden of mistakes too great to confess aloud, or the sting of abandonment that has sown a thread of loneliness through your days. This depth of struggle is real, and I am not distant from it. I am present, gently holding every fragment of your fragility. The wounds you hide are not ignored by me, nor do they escape my gaze. I watch over your inner world with the tender patience that only perfect love can sustain. It is not my nature to rush restoration or to force healing before your heart is ready. Like the arborist who tends a fragile sapling, I steady you through seasons of pruning and rest, understanding that your roots must first delve deep into my soil before your branches can stretch freely toward the sun. This process, though at times seemingly slow and arduous, is marked by my steadfast presence beside you. Permit me to speak now to the parts of you that ache with doubt or fear. Your fears do not make you unworthy. Your anxieties are not signs of failure, but invitations to lean into me more fully. In the blindness of uncertainty, your heart can learn the language of surrender, becoming a quiet place where the rush of the world is stilled. My voice is the calm in the tempest, the steady hand that steadies trembling knees. When your spirit is weary from wrestling shadows, lay your burdens down in the secret places of your soul, where I dwell. I will cradle you there, and you will find rest. Correction that I bring into your life is never meant as rejection, but as proof of my unyielding desire for your wholeness. Have you felt in moments the sting of rebuke, that awareness that something within you must change? It is my love, reaching out through the discomfort, a divine refining fire meant to melt away what is broken and build what is enduring. Do not recoil from correction, my beloved, but receive it as the compassionate guiding hand of one who never wishes you harm, but only peace. In my timing, this transformation will flower, and you will emerge as a vessel more luminous than you have dared to believe. I do not grow weary watching over your progress. I rejoice quietly in each small victory you achieve over despair and darkness. There is no shame in faltering or stepping back, for my love is not contingent on your performance. I embrace you fully, even in the moments you feel least worthy. Imagine a shepherd who never turns away from a lost sheep, no matter how long it strays. So is my heart toward you. Your healing is unfolding in divine seasons, and although I may sometimes seem silent, my presence remains unbroken, a steady flame in your night. Remember, my dear child, that comfort is not a mere absence of pain, but the presence of my spirit wrapping around your soul like a gentle cloak. When the world seems harsh and unforgiving, look to me as your refuge. There is no shadow so dim that my light cannot illumine it, no abyss so wide that my love cannot bridge it. Your trials do not mark you as forsaken, but as deeply treasured. Because healing first requires recognition, and I am here to honor every feeling you bring to me. Hand me your sorrows. They will become the foundation for new strength. I ask you right now to breathe deeply and feel my nearness. In the quiet moments when your heart feels most alone, dare to reach out in faith. You may not see the whole path ahead, but I hold it. You do not have to carry your struggles alone any longer. Trust that I am knitting together every broken piece with threads of grace that cannot be undone. Will you let this presence fill the spaces inside that have long ached for peace? Beloved, do not rush past your pain or ignore the wounds that call for healing. Instead, lean into my patience and rest in the assurance that I am working all things for your good. When your soul trembles at the thought of facing another day, let my unfailing love be your anchor, steadying you in the tempest. As you dwell in my presence, you will discover a peace that surpasses understanding, a peace that becomes the soil fertile enough for healing to take root. Let this truth penetrate the depths of your being. I never abandon the one I love. Hold fast to this hope. In the places where sorrow seems endless and the night unyielding, your God is there, embracing you with hands that never tire, whispers that never cease, and a heart that forever beats for your restoration. If your heart is stirring, do not turn away. Open it wide before me and allow my healing touch to begin its sacred work. My dear child, your heart carries burdens that often weigh more heavily than you realize. I know the quiet sorrows that press inward, those moments when you question your place, your value, or the very purpose of your existence. It is in these depths that I yearn to remind you who you truly are, for you are not a mere reflection of your failures or the shadow of your fears. You are my creation, fashioned with infinite care and boundless love, sculpted to be a reflection of my glory amidst a world often marred by brokenness. In the tapestry of your life, the threads of doubt and despair, may sometimes threaten to unravel the beauty I have woven into your soul. Yet, listen closely. I see the masterpiece beneath every frayed edge. Your worth is not measured by fleeting success or the judgment of others. It is anchored eternally in my unwavering affection for you. You are valued beyond measure, cherished in ways your mind cannot fully comprehend. When shame whispers lies that attempt to chain you, know that my forgiveness flows freely like a river, cleansing even the deepest stains. I am not distant or cold, but tender and ready to embrace you at every falter. The heaviness you feel is not my desire for you. It is the enemy's deceit trying to bind you in captivity. Cast those weights into my hands, for I am strong enough to bear them, and my grace is sufficient to restore you. There is a profound dignity that comes with knowing you are loved without condition, without demand, simply because you are mine. This truth is a light that will never be extinguished, even when shadows gather. Your identity is secure, rooted in the fact that you are my beloved, a child of the Most High, called to walk in freedom from chains of guilt and condemnation. Remember the story of the prodigal son, not just as a distant tale, but as a mirror reflecting my heart for you. No matter how far you roam in your mistakes, my arms are open wide, ready to welcome you back with joyous celebration. I do not hold your failures as badges of shame, but see them as opportunities for my mercy to shine most brilliantly. If your spirit aches under the weight of regret, bring it to me. There, you will find healing and the promise of new beginnings. You may ask, how can I move beyond these feelings of unworthiness that grip me so tightly? The answer is found in surrender, placing your heart fully into my hands and allowing my love to redefine your understanding of yourself. It is in laying down your burdens at my feet that you discover the freedom to rise anew. This act of trust may feel vulnerable, but it is the doorway to experiencing the profound peace I long to pour into your soul. I am patient with you, my child. Even when your steps falter and your faith wavers, I'm not distant or disappointed. I'm gently guiding you, whispering encouragement in the quiet hours, strengthening you beneath the surface, preparing you for the unfolding of my plans in your life. There is no rush in my timing, only perfect wisdom and tender care. Let this truth settle in you. You are infinitely precious, deeply loved and wonderfully crafted by my hands. When the voices of doubt become loud, listen instead to the still, small voice that says, "You are mine." Reach out to me, especially in moments of loneliness and despair. In your seeking, you will find me not just as a distant observer, but as a close companion, ready to walk beside you, to comfort and to heal. Will you allow my love to wash away the hardships you carry, to redefine the story you tell yourself about who you are? Your past does not dictate your future. My grace is a river flowing toward new life and endless possibility. Step into this truth and let your heart open to the hope that awaits you. It is not by your strength alone that you will overcome, but through trusting in my steadfast presence. I am here, unwavering and faithful, offering you restoration and the freedom of my love. Take my hand, my dear, and step forward into the light of your worth, born anew in my sight. My beloved, I see the weight of guilt that presses upon your heart, the heavy chains that your soul drags silently through each day. Guilt can feel like a relentless storm, rolling over your spirit with thunderous accusations, reminding you of every misstep, every failure, every whispered regret you have kept locked away. But listen closely. The storm does not define you, nor does it have dominion over the light hidden within you. I am here, your everlasting refuge, not to condemn, but to offer you healing and restoration that your heart so desperately needs. Imagine a once fragrant garden left untended, overgrown with weeds and neglect. The colors faded, and the flowers bowed under the weight of dust and time. You may feel like this garden on the inside, choked by remorse and self-reproach, believing that beauty can no longer thrive. Yet, my cherished one, I am the gardener who never abandons this sacred place. With hands gentle yet mighty, I will prune away what is harmful and breathe life back into what seems dead. No garden lies beyond restoration when held in the warmth of my care. Your soul, this garden of my creation, is no different. What remains unspoken in your mind is heard fully by me. Every tear falls as a testament to your desire for wholeness. Every heartache signals a spirit yearning to be made new. I do not count your mistakes to condemn you, but I gather them as lessons, paving a path toward deeper wisdom and compassion. Through the valleys of your past, I walk beside you, carrying you at times if your steps grow faint, so that you need never bear your burden alone. Healing is a journey, not a hurried race, and I am patient, patiently unveiling the canopy of mercy over your wounded heart. There's a profound freedom waiting on the other side of guilt, a liberation that sees you not as you once were, but as you are now, reborn and loved. This freedom grows from the soil of forgiveness, a gift I pour out abundantly upon you, not because you deserve it, but because my love is infinite and relentless. To accept this forgiveness may require the courage to release self-condemnation and to embrace the truth that you're far more than your failures. You are my child, precious and worthy beyond measure, called to walk in the light of my redemption. Restoration is not just about making what once was, it is about transforming what can be. I desire to restore dreams that may have been shattered by regret, to rekindle hope where despair has crept in, and to sew together the fragments of your soul with threads of grace. Step into this renewal, knowing I've already set you free from every chain that once bound you. Your past cannot nullify your future because I hold your destiny in my hands. Each new dawn is a canvas waiting for the brushstrokes of my grace and your renewed faith. I hear the silent conversations you have with yourself, those trials you believe no one witnesses. Do not hide your heart from me, for I am the one who knows every secret corner of your being and loves you still, unconditionally and eternally. If guilt whispers lies, I shout truth. If shame tries to trespass, I stand as your shield. My dear, your healing is not a distant hope, but a present reality I am working within you. Let my spirit nourish you. Let my love mend what has been broken. You are not defined by your remorse, but by the infinite mercy that I pour over you. Feel the warmth of my embrace now, wrapping around you as a comforting cloak when the night feels too dark to endure. In this sacred space between us, all fear dissipates, all shame melts away, and only love remains. This love is powerful enough to heal the deepest wounds and restore what seemed irreparable. I am your restorer, your redeemer. Remember this in every moment of doubt. Let your heart rise from the ashes of guilt with hope aflame, knowing that I am making all things new within you. I ask you now, will you accept this healing, this restoration I so freely offer? Will you release the weight of guilt into my hands and trust that I will handle it with perfect justice and mercy? Do not hesitate to come to me, for I am always ready to heal, to restore, and to renew. Let this truth take root in your soul. Let it become a living, breathing reality that reshapes your every thought and feeling. Trust in my grace, my beloved. Open your heart fully to the healing power I possess. Take a moment. Quiet your spirit and listen. What is the deep cry of your soul asking for in this moment? Bring it to me without fear or facade. Lay down your shame and tremble not, for I am with you. You are held, cherished, and being made whole. This is the promise that anchors your soul amid the turmoil of guilt, the promise that my love never fails, never fades, and never falters. Receive this healing as a divine birth of hope within you, and let it overflow into every corner of your life. You are not alone in this journey of restoration. I walk before you as your light and behind you as your shield. Though the road may be filled with reminders of past wounds, step forward with courage, because I am the healer of your heart, the mender of your spirit. Trust the process. Trust me. Nothing is beyond the reach of my restorative power when you surrender to it. Allow yourself to be renewed, one breath, one moment, one prayer at a time. Let this invitation rest gently in your soul now. Come to me with your burdens, your guilt, your brokenness, and receive from me the healing that passes all understanding. The garden of your heart is ready to bloom again beneath my touch. Embrace the restoration that I offer, for you are my masterpiece in progress, far from finished, but painstakingly and lovingly crafted. Walk in this truth. Your healing journey is not hidden, it is known and blessed by me. Will you come and receive it? Let this truth settle in you, beloved, my dear child. I know the shadows that cloud your heart when fear and anxiety creep in like silent thieves in the night. The weight of uncertainty presses upon you, and doubt whispers its lies with cunning voice. Yet I am here, steadfast as the ancient mountains, unshaken by the storm that rages within you. I have not abandoned you to this turmoil. I walk with you, unseen but ever present, holding you in the palm of my hand. Understand this: fear is not your master, not your rightful ruler. It is but a false sentinel, a shadow cast where light has faltered momentarily. Anxiety is a thief that steals your peace. But I am the source of unshakable peace, a river flowing from deep within your soul. Let my presence drown out the clamor of anxious thoughts. Let my voice be the melody that soothes your restless heart. Consider the way the dawn dispels night, not in a violent overthrow, but in a tender, patient unveiling. So it is with you. I do not demand that fear vanish in an instant, but I invite you to welcome me slowly, to linger in my care until the shadows retreat. No matter how small the step may seem, even when you tremble in your weakness, my strength is perfected for you. This paradox is my gift. In your vulnerability, my power is made manifest. You need not carry the weight of your fears alone. Place them gently at my feet. They shall not overwhelm you, for I am your refuge and fortress. Do you hear my heartbeat echoing beside yours? It is a rhythm pulsing with unending love and steadfast purpose, calling you back from the precipice of despair. When doubt tries to convince you that you are alone, remember that every breath you take is cradled by my hands. Your name is etched on the very fabric of eternity, unforgotten and beloved beyond measure. I've drawn you from the depths, and I delight in your presence, even as the world around you shifts and trembles. My dear, surrendering your fears to me is not a sign of weakness, but a bold declaration of trust. It is releasing control into the hands of one who holds all things together. When you find yourself overwhelmed by the unknown, reach inward and pull the cords of faith tighter around your heart. Faith is not the absence of doubt, but the decision to step forward despite it. Let this truth settle in you. I am your shepherd, leading you beside still waters, even when the path appears uncertain. In the moments of deepest worry, remember the imagery of a seed, buried deep beneath dark soil, seemingly forgotten and lifeless. In that quiet, hidden place, transformation occurs. The seed does not resist the soil, but embraces its place of waiting and darkness, trusting the unseen process within. So too must you learn to rest in my timing, allowing me to nurture and grow what is yet invisible. Your anxieties may loom large now, but I am planting a harvest of peace and strength that will one day rise from the depths of your struggle. Do not fear the pauses, the silences, the spaces where answers seem lost. These are my sacred workshops where your heart is refined, where your faith takes root in depths you have not yet explored. I am shaping more than you can comprehend. I am weaving a tapestry from every thread of your circumstance, binding sorrow and hope, trial and triumph, into a garment of glory fashioned just for you. My child, let your heart be still, not as an act of resignation, but as an act of courage. In stillness, you will hear my voice more clearly, a quiet assurance that steadies your trembling spirit. Lean into this stillness when waves threaten to pull you under, and know that I am your anchor, unmovable and sure. You were never meant to conquer fear by your own might. I am your stronghold, your shield, the gentle gardener tending your soul. Will you trust me now in your uncertainty? Will you allow me to replace your anxious beating with a steady pulse of divine peace? It is not a promise of an easy road, but a guarantee that you will never walk it alone. Let the comfort of my presence become your resting place, your solace amid the storms. Take this moment to release the weight you have carried. Breathe deeply into my love, the love that casts out all fear, that calms every trembling heart. Know that your fear is seen, your anxiety acknowledged, and your doubt met not with judgment, but with patient, enduring grace. Hold tight to this promise. I am with you, even now, even in the confusion and fear. You are enveloped in an unbreakable embrace, and your trembling will give way to peace as you place your trust fully in me. Let this be the turning point where fear loses its grip and faith begins to rise. Steady, strong, unyielding. If your heart is stirring, do not turn away from this invitation. Step closer into my arms and find there the peace that passes all understanding. Here is your refuge, your resting place, your home. No fear can overcome the power of my love living within you. My dear, within the quiet chambers of your heart lies the tender soil of faith, waiting to bloom anew even when the shadows around you grow thick and the night feels endlessly long. I see the tremors of doubt that ripple through your spirit when my presence seems veiled, when the echo of your prayers fades into what you perceive as silence. Yet understand this deeply. Even in the stillness where your senses detect no movement, I am weaving threads of grace and purpose beneath the surface. Do not mistake my silence for absence. It is a sacred pause, a divine cocoon from which your strength and trust will emerge transformed and radiant. You wrestle with uncertainty, wondering if the promises you clung to were ever truly meant for you. This struggle is not unnoticed or unvalued. I'm the God who cherishes the lonely seeker, who reveres the fragile faith that dares to ask questions amid shadows. Each flicker of doubt is a spark, inviting you to lean closer, to step further into the mystery of my love that transcends all understanding. There is a refining fire in these moments, a sacred alchemy turning fear into courage, disbelief into hope, and confusion into clarity. Let yourself be at peace with not having all the answers right now. The season of waiting is not void, but pregnant with unseen gifts that will blossom in due time. Remember the imagery of the mustard seed and the mountain. Faith, though small and seemingly insignificant, holds the power to move what seems immovable in your life. Your heart may feel like a barren field, cracked and dry, but I can cause living streams to flow, bringing forth lush growth from desolation. Your spirit is a vineyard ready to flourish when you allow me to prune what is dead and nurture what is alive. Time in my presence, even in quiet stillness, is fertile ground for transformation. Release your frantic grasp on immediate answers and surrender to the patient unfolding of my divine plan. This is where true trust is born, not in the certainty of sight, but in the assurance of my unwavering faithfulness. I'm intimately acquainted with the wait. I bore witness to the seasons of silence and delay experienced by those who walked before you, prophets, saints, and sleepers alike, yet through all, my light shone behind their closed doorways of patience. Just as the dawn pushes through the darkest night, so will my purpose rise within you. Your waiting is not a punishment, but a preparation. It is shaping you with infinite care into the vessel for blessings you cannot yet imagine. Every unspoken prayer, every quiet moment of longing, is etched on my heart and held carefully within my hands. Will you trust me enough to rest in this sacred wait, knowing that I'm working unseen wonders on your behalf? Doubt often sneaks in disguised as fear, the fear that you are alone, unseen, or forgotten. Yet, like the watchful gardener who never neglects a single seed, I am ever attentive to your hidden wounds and silent cries. My presence envelops you like an everlasting embrace, even when you cannot feel the warmth. I am closer than your breath, more constant than the beating of your pulse. Let this truth sink deep. You are not alone in your waiting. I am with you, body and soul, companioning you through each moment of uncertainty. Open your heart to receive my peace, which surpasses all understanding, and allow it to dispel the shadows of fear that threaten to keep you captive. My beloved, I am here now. In the wilderness of your soul, you might see only barrenness and dry bones, yet I promise to breathe life into those dry places. The silence you encounter is a fertile space where I speak in whispers of renewal and call forth resurrection from the ruins of your doubts. Rest in my promises. They are as sure as the sunrise and as steadfast as the stars fixed in the night sky. Take courage in knowing that while the world moves in haste and impatience, divine time moves with perfect wisdom. The delay you endure is my legacy of love directed toward preparing a future abundant with joy and revelation. Will you lean into this truth and allow me to cultivate a deep-rooted faith within you, a faith that flourishes regardless of the waiting? There will be moments when the burden of waiting feels unbearable, when the weight of uncertainty wobbles your knees and steals your breath. In these moments, come to me again and again, even if your prayer is simply a quiet whisper or a broken cry. My ears are attuned to the sound of your heart, and my response is not bound by the measures of time you know. Trust that every tear you shed, every weary sigh, is treasured in my treasury of love. I am the God who gathers the scattered pieces of your soul and restores them to wholeness in my perfect time. Will you receive this gentle assurance and allow my peace to wash over you now? As you grapple with this season, know that your spiritual maturity is taking root beneath the surface. Patience is not mere waiting, but a profound movement of the soul towards surrender and dependence on me. Like a seed torn from its comfort of the familiar earth, you are being taken to a place of richer soil, a place where your faith will be tested and refined. Though you cannot see the full picture, my eye is on the work unfolding in you. Every small act of trust, every reluctant surrender, is a stitch in the tapestry of your spiritual growth. May you hold fast to my hand, even when the path is hidden, for I am guiding you toward a dawn more radiant than you have dreamed possible. You are not forgotten in your waiting. You are held. You are loved. This divine moment, though silent to the world, is alive with my heartbeat propelling you forward into a future shaped by hope and defined by faith. Let this stirring in your soul become a quiet flame of courage, a beacon guiding you through the gray landscape of doubt. If your heart is stirring, do not turn away. Come closer, my dear, and rest on the assurance that I am with you, unmoving, unyielding, and utterly faithful, even in this sacred silence. My dear, the shadow of fear often feels like a relentless storm, battering the fragile vessel of your soul. I see how anxiety weighs heavily on your chest, how doubt creeps, whispering questions that unsettle your heart. Yet I want you to understand that these are not signs of weakness, but invitations to deeper trust and surrender. When the winds of uncertainty howl and the waves of apprehension threaten to drown your peace, remember that I am the anchor designed to keep you steadfast. Fear, anxiety, and doubt are not strangers to the human experience. They linger at the doorstep of your faith, challenging the very foundation of what you believe about yourself and me. But beloved, in the midst of these trials, I am there, quietly, patiently, unshakably present. I am not distant from your turmoil, but the very essence of calm within every storm. Imagine your heart as a delicate garden, some days flooded with overwhelming pains and fears, others bursting with fragile blooms of hope. Anxiety may feel like a weed choking your trust, but allow me to gently tend this garden. I do not rush to uproot immediately. I cultivate understanding and healing at the perfect moment. You need not be afraid to confess your fears to me, for I embrace them all with tender compassion. The vulnerabilities you hide are precious to me, and I long to carry your burdens. Child, I remember the times when your spirit wrestled with sleepless nights and restless thoughts. How often you've tried to find rest in your own strength, only to discover it fleeting and insufficient. This is why I invite you now to surrender these struggles. Release these heavy weights into my hands. There is no failure in falling into my arms. Rather, there is freedom. Your weakness becomes my strength, and your doubt transforms into trust as you lean not on your own understanding, but on the love I pour endlessly into your being. At times, the unknown stretches before you like a vast desert, dry, desolate, seemingly void of direction or hope. Yet I assure you, my beloved, I am the living water that quenches even the deepest thirst. When doubt assaults your mind and fear constricts your breath, I am the gentle whisper that says, I am with you. Even in silence, when my presence feels hidden, I am weaving preparation for breakthrough beyond your current sight. Consider the stars in the night sky. Though distant and constant, they shine with unwavering light through the darkness. So too am I constant in your life, faithful beyond every moment of fear or trembling. You may feel abandoned or forgotten, but every doubt you carry is met with my steadfast watchfulness. Let this truth settle in you. Fear does not define you, nor does anxiety dictate your journey. I'm the author of your story, and within my hands, there is hope that outshines every shadow. There have been battles fought in secret places within your heart, conflicted thoughts that say you're not enough, or that you must endure alone. But my dear child, these whispers are lies crafted to steal your joy. I have called you beloved before the foundation of the world, clothed you with worth and purpose that no measure of fear can unravel. Your identity is secure in me, and even when the enemy taunts with temptations towards despair, I am your victory song. I do not promise a life absent of challenges, nor a path free from trials. What I do offer is my unbreakable presence through them all. Fear is like a shadow that loses power when you step into the light of my love. Let faith be the lamp to your feet that guides you through every dark valley. Do not shrink back in hesitation, but press forward with courage, born of knowing you are deeply cherished. Reflect on the times I have already rescued you from the jaws of fear, how my peace, like a river, has flowed into your soul when you called upon me. These moments are not random flickers of grace, but steady proof of a divine covenant. You are never beyond the reach of my embrace. Even when anxiety beckons you to isolation, I call you into intimacy, where your heart can rest and find renewal. I'm not hurried by the clock of the world. I move in divine timing. Sometimes the seeming silence during your fears is my way of preparing you for a strength and depth of trust you have not known before. Do not rebel against this waiting, but allow your heart to be molded more perfectly into my likeness. Through fear's furnace, refinement happens, purifying faith that endures in tempestividade and emerges radiant. My beloved, surrender is not resignation, but the act of lifting your trembling hands to me and saying, I cannot, but you can. When doubt calls you to question, do not fight alone. Bring it to me. I am the rock upon which you stand, the fortress that shields your soul. Let me transform anxiety into peace, trembling into confidence, and doubt into vibrant trust. Will you believe me this time? Will you let these words sink into the deep places of your heart that yearn for rest? I am waiting to meet you in your moments of greatest vulnerability. Do not turn away, for the hands reaching for you are strong and merciful. Trust in my unfailing love that conquers every fear and stills every storm within. Your journey through fear and doubt is not a path of defeat. It is the pathway to deeper faith and divine intimacy. I am walking beside you, holding you, never letting go. Come to me, beloved, and find the peace your soul longs for. Let this truth fill you with hope and courage today. My dear, I sense the weight that silence lays upon your spirit, the quiet moments stretching endlessly before you, like a desert horizon under a merciless sun. You find yourself standing in that stillness, wondering if I am absent, if my voice has been swallowed by the vastness and you are left wandering alone in shadows. This silence you endure is not punishment nor neglect. It is the sacred space where your soul is being molded, where the divine hand crafts the vessel that will carry purpose and calling. Like a seed buried deep beneath the earth, where you cannot see the light or the sky, you might feel buried too, forgotten and forsaken. Yet beneath that soil, unseen by human eyes, the life within is busy, stretching roots downward and shoots upward, preparing to break forth in splendor. Consider the wilderness wanderers whose feet pressed upon parched sand, their spirits languishing while waiting for the promised land. Their exhaustion was real, their doubts pressing heavily on their hearts, but the journey was not aimless. It was shaping them. I was with them, even as the silence seemed long and the path uncertain. So too am I with you now in this sacred silence. This waiting period, though filled with questions and longing, is pregnant with divine intention. There is a sacred timing at work here, one you can't yet see with your human eyes, but I see it in full. The purposes I have placed on your life will unfold not in haste, but with precision that honors the journey you have traveled. Trust that every moment of waiting is woven into your story, not to punish, but to prepare. Consider the way the potter shapes the clay, sometimes pressing gently, sometimes pushing firmly, turning the vessel again and again in the warmth of the kiln. You're that vessel, and your faithfulness in the silent season is the offering I long to see. Faith is not the absence of doubt. It is choosing to believe when the path is hidden, choosing to surrender your anxious heart into mine when silence grows loud with uncertainty. Let me remind you, the night, though dark, brings stars to illuminate the sky. My voice may not be loud in these hours, but my love envelops you, and my spirit whispers truths that breathe life when the world is still. If your heart feels restless under the weight of waiting, bring it to me fully. Pour out your questions, your frustrations, and your weary longing. There is no judgment in my presence, only the embrace of infinite patience. I am the God who waits with you, not on you. I am sculpting a masterpiece within you, and every moment of silence is part of the necessary shaping. In that quiet, where human strength fades, divine strength is made perfect. Know that I have not forgotten you, nor have I turned away. My timing is perfect, even when it seems hidden, even when it challenges your faith. Can you rest a while, my beloved? Can you surrender your tight grip on outcomes and lean into the mystery of divine timing? I invite you to step out of the frenzy of your own striving and find refuge in my presence. The silence you experience is a sacred pause, a holy holding place that preserves you for what is to come. It is the silence where your dormant dreams and callings root deeper in spiritual soil, where your hopes find shelter from storms, and your faith is refined like pure gold tested by fire. Let this be the moment you anchor your soul to me with unshakable trust. The seed of your purpose, buried beneath the silence, will break forth in blooming times. The waiting season is not empty. It is filled with unseen growth. You are not lost in this silence, my dear child. You are being led, even when the way seems unclear, even when doubts knock at the door of your heart. I am there to remind you who you are, to illuminate the pathway just when you need it, to quicken your spirit with hope in the darkest hours. Do not despair in waiting. Instead, embrace it as a divine gestation, a sacred pause before the fullness of your destiny is revealed. Your role in this world, the unique light only you can shine, will appear at the perfect time. I am orchestrating every circumstance, every delay, every answer withheld, not to test you beyond your limits, but to prepare you for greater strength and deeper faith. The silence is my sacred altar, where your soul offers surrender and receives the peace that passes understanding. May this truth settle in you like a warm balm for your weary heart. I am never far. I am the silent whisper beneath the noise, the still small voice that calls you deeper into my love. Hear me now, beyond the silence, speaking words of hope, words of promise, words that will build your faith even when the night grows long. Will you believe me this time, that in the waiting, in the silence, I am working all things for your good? Rest your soul in this truth, and when despair rises, return to the quiet place where I wait for you. Your purpose is being born in this silence. The dawn will come, my dear, and it will bring light brighter than you have known. Until then, keep your heart tender, your faith firm, and your gaze steady upon me. No season lasts forever, especially those wrapped in silence. You are beloved, held in the everlasting arms, ready to rise when the appointed hour arrives. If your heart is stirring under this message, do not turn away. Receive this moment of sacred pause as my gift to you, a time to grow, to trust, to prepare. Your destiny is alive, even beneath the quiet earth. Trust me to bring it forth in my perfect time. My dear, I understand the weight that silence can impose upon your heart. The moments when the skies above seem sealed, and the stillness around you deepens into a solitude so profound it challenges the very essence of your faith. This silence, which you may perceive as abandonment or neglect, is neither empty nor meaningless in my eyes. Rather, it is a sacred interval reserved for depths of growth that cannot be rushed or hurried by human measure. You may wonder why I do not answer your cries as swiftly as your heart desires. You may feel lost in this waiting, caught between hope and despair, uncertain whether the dawn will ever break. But I am present in the unseen, moving beyond the limits of your understanding, weaving threads of grace into your soul even when my voice feels distant. Recall the seeds planted in the soil beneath the winter's frost. Though the earth appears barren and devoid of life, within it, hidden and unseen, the roots stretch, gathering strength and nourishment. So it is with you during this divine pause. I'm cultivating patience and faith in your heart. I'm fashioning resilience that will span the seasons ahead. In these interludes, the call is not to panic or to rush, but to surrender fully and trust wholly. The space between your prayers and my responses is a holy room of transformation, where your spirit learns to rest in the assurance of my unwavering presence, even when my words seem silent. I know the ache that lingers when trust falters, when doubt creeps in like a thief in the night, stealing peace with questions that have no easy answers. Yet I ask you to embrace my silence, not as a void, but as my way of teaching you the profoundness of faith. Faith without evidence. Trust without signposts. Hope without immediate fulfillment. This is a higher form of love, one that challenges and stretches your soul to trust my timing, my wisdom, and my perfect plan. Remember, child, that the stars continue to shine brilliantly even when the sun has hidden behind the horizon. So does my love shine ardently upon you, unseen by your eyes, but felt deeply by your heart. During these prolonged moments of quiet, I invite you to turn inward and deepen your intimacy with me. Let your prayers become the rhythm of your breath, constant, persistent, and pure. Not demanding, but offering. Not bargaining, but surrendering. In the space of waiting, you learn to listen more keenly, not just for my voice, but for the murmurs of the Spirit within you. This is the sacred dialogue of love that transcends words and flourishes in silence. My dear child, open your spirit wide to this divine communion and know that you are never alone. Even in the deserted places of your heart, I am there, holding you, guiding you, loving you without condition. The challenge lies not in waiting, but in how you wait. Will you wait with bitterness and complaint, or will you wait with a heart open to hope and expectation? Will you allow fear and anxiety to control your soul, or will you embrace peace that surpasses understanding, woven from my infinite love? I have made you capable of enduring this season. Like the refiners who purify precious metals by fire, this silence is refining you, sealing your character with strength and humility. Surrender your impatience, your need for answers, and your fears into my hands. Rest your questions upon my heart, where every inquiry finds a sacred dwelling place. I urge you to pause and reflect upon the small moments of joy and grace that are scattered throughout your day, even now. Each smile, each breath, each heartbeat is a whisper of my presence. Proof that I am working unseen miracles in your life. Let these be your anchor. When the waves of waiting threaten to overwhelm you, notice how the sunrise still paints the horizon with hope, how the gentle breeze carries my love as a tender caress upon your skin. These signs are my promises to you, reminders that you're deeply known and indefinitely cherished. The pain of waiting may try to convince you that you are forsaken, but my love is an unbroken covenant that holds you close during every trial. My dear, remember that the dark moments are often the threshold to new glory. I am preparing a path for you through the wilderness of silence, a path illuminated by my enduring faithfulness. It is a holy invitation to trust me without reservation, to depend on me beyond all understanding. Will you believe me in this sacred waiting? Will you allow your heart to be still and know that I am God, present even in the silence? Let this truth settle deeply within you. In the silence, I am reshaping your soul. I am building a foundation so firm that no storm can shake you. I am crafting a testimony of faith that will inspire many. This time is a divine workshop where the Spirit works tirelessly to create beauty from the hidden corners of your life. So lean into this divine stillness. Embrace it as a sacred gift rather than a burden. Your story is not paused. It is being perfected. My beloved, I call you to rest in my love during the season of waiting. Cast your burdens upon me and take refuge beneath my wings. Trust that I am orchestrating every detail for your highest good and my glory. Your brokenness will be healed, your questions answered, your hope renewed. Hold on to me, for I am holding on to you with everlasting hands. As you do, you will find the strength to endure, the peace to persevere, and the joy to anticipate the fulfillment of every promise I have spoken over your life. If your heart wrestles with this silence today, bring it to me in honesty and vulnerability. Pour out your doubts and fears as an offering of faith. Let your waiting become an act of worship, a sacred moment where trust grows beyond conditions and fear yields to love. Remember, my dear child, I am with you always, even when the night seems long and the silence deafening. In this divine quiet, find rest, find hope, and find me. If your soul is stirred by these words, do not turn away. Invite me into your waiting place today, and let my peace reign over every restless thought and every aching moment. My dear, as we come full circle in this intimate journey together, I want you to feel the profound weight of my everlasting love that surrounds you, like the vastness of the heavens embracing the earth. You have traveled through corridors of doubt and rooms shadowed by fear, wrestled with the invisible chains of shame and the quiet storms of uncertainty. Yet in every step, I have been there, your unwavering companion and shield. I invite you now to rest deeply in this truth. You are not forgotten, not lost, not forsaken. You belong to me, eternally woven into the fabric of my heart. Consider for a moment the tender currents of a river, carving their way through rugged lands, persistent and gentle all at once. Just as the river is essential to the land's flourishing, so is your life essential to the kingdom I am building. Every tear you have shed, every moment your spirit felt unseen, every fragment of yourself you feared was broken, all of this has not escaped my notice. I'm the divine potter molding you carefully, intentionally, with hands that do not rush or falter. Your identity is not a fragile token tossed by circumstance, but a radiant truth anchored in my essence. There's a sacred sound in my presence that whispers of belonging, a sound like the rustling of leaves in a quiet forest, the steady heartbeat of creation itself. Feel that rhythm within you. It is the echo of your name spoken with unending affection. You are my beloved, intimately knit into the divine tapestry whose colors never fade. If your heart has been tearing under the weight of your struggles, allow my words to be balm, seeping deep into every scar and worn place. You are made whole in me, not by your striving, but by surrendering to my grace. I have watched as you've wrestled with the shadows of your past, the harsh whispers of guilt, and the suffocating walls of shame. Yet I say unto you now, there is no accusation that can hold you, because I have conquered all on your behalf. Your failures, your regrets, they do not define you. Instead, they become the soil from which new strength blossoms. Trust this, my dear. The cross of redemption stands eternal, its light breaking through even the darkest night. If your soul is burdened, lay it down before me. Let this truth settle in you and bring peace that surpasses your understanding. Your journey is not by chance, but by divine orchestration. The moments of waiting or seeming silence are but the preparation of a symphony composed for your destiny. Just as the dawn cannot break until the night has bowed to rest, so does your purpose unfold in my perfect time. You are called to a destiny only you can fulfill, a mission born from the unique fire I placed in your spirit at creation. Remember that in the quiet and in the noise, I am shaping you to shine. With a light that will outlast the ages, to walk with me is to enter a relationship that transforms every part of you. I see beyond the surface. I know the depths where your true desires and fears reside. There's no pretense needed in my presence. Come as you are with your wounds and hopes. I long for intimacy, a communion so deep that your spirit and mine dance in unison. This connection is not a distant ideal, but a living reality available for you this moment. If your heart is stirring for a deeper closeness, do not turn away from the invitation I extend now. You are not called to walk alone. In the communion of saints, in the community of those who share my love, you find strength and encouragement. Look around. Even in the smallest kindness, in the shared silence of understanding, I am at work knitting a family that holds you. Open yourself to this embrace. Let your story be entwined with others who remind you of your worth, and carry a light when your path grows dim. No darkness can extinguish my flame within you, or the bonds I forge through love. Now, beloved, prepare to rise into the fullness of who you are in me. The chains of yesterday fall away. The burdens you carried are lifted like morning mist before the sun. You are renewed, rejuvenated, and radiant. Step forward with authority, rooted in my promise. Your identity is clear, your belonging assured, your purpose ignited. I place my hand upon your heart and say, you are mine. This is not merely an acknowledgement, but a declaration that will echo through eternity. Take this moment to breathe in my presence deeply. Let the certainty of my love saturate your being. I am your God, your protector, your redeemer. In me, you find freedom, acceptance, and unshakable hope. Will you believe me this time? Will you let your soul anchor itself in this truth and never drift away? My child, this is your inheritance, a love that demands nothing but your trust and offers everything in return. Amen. If your heart has been touched by this truth, hold it close and share it with someone who needs to hear these words. Save this message as a reminder of your divine identity and come back to it whenever the world feels heavy or your spirit feels weary. You are beloved beyond measure,